Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land.
Right. Could you hold that and get Genesis chapter 15 and verse, I believe it's 18? Because it says set them in their own land, pursuant to Isaiah the 62nd chapter. The Lord's going to set us in that land which is known as the fertile crescent.
This is the book of Genesis chapter 15, verse 18. It reads, "In the same day, the Lord made a covenant with Abram, saying, unto thy seed have I given this land."
Right, and to thy seed, from Abraham to Isaac to Jacob, the 12 tribes. So keep going.
Continuing on, it says, "From the river of Egypt,"
right, the river of Egypt, talking about the Nile River,
"unto the great river, the river Euphrates."
Right, Hanahar Paras, which is the river Euphrates. So all of that land is known as the Fertile Crescent because it pretty much produces the best resources, the best food, the best oil.
That's it. That's how the economy was going at the time of Egypt, the Nile River.
Hey, we're going back to paradise because, hey, when we get put back into the power seat, starting with the House of David, which is going to be the governing body of the planet Earth in the kingdom of heaven, the world is going to go back to paradise, to the Garden of Eden.
Because what the brother has said, like it says in Genesis 20, the 27th chapter, I believe, dealing with the blessing that is given to Jacob and Esau. Esau understands the significance of what that land represents, which is why there's been, wars going on in that land for all these years.
That land, that region, that particular region of the planet Earth, right, holds great significance. So, like Priest said, that's the reason why there's wars going on. You got the heathen nations, fighting for territory or whatnot, man. But like pursuing the Luke, was it the 21st chapter? The time, what does it say? How the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled? Give me that real quick.
21:34.
Yeah, give me that real quick.
This is the book of Luke, chapter 21.
Come in, now.
Yes, sir. This is the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 34. Yes, sir.
Or 24,
this
something like
that. This is the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse Okay, I got it. Yep. This is the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 24, and it reads, "And they," red letter Yahweh Shai speaking, "and they shall fall by the edge of the sword."
Right, which was prophecy going into 70 AD. The siege of Jerusalem. All right, us being attacked by the Roman army and being scattered at that point. Go ahead.
Continuing on, "And they shall be led away into captive into all nations.
Yep.
And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled."
Right, so Jerusalem should be trodden down by the Gentiles until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled. And we're vastly approaching that time. This is why when Yahweh Shai comes, he's going to eradicate those heathen out of that land. Because, hey, don't forget, America is going to get cleansed, but, hey, the nation, the land of Israel is going to get cleansed as well. Right? Because the true people of the Lord are not in that land. Right? That's why we're in the beginning of all wars. The war of all wars, which is what? The War of Armageddon, World War III. Right? So there's going to be a great purging out of that land. That's the point. You got it.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 14, first verse, midway, "And set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them."
Yeah, the Israelite foreigners.
Right. Can we get that one for a while?
Isaiah 56 and verse 6. "Also the sons of the stranger that joined themselves to the Lord, to serve him and to love the name of the Lord."
Right. It said to serve the Lord. Could a brother get Romans chapter 9 and start at verse 1? Because it said to serve the Lord. Only the Israelites can serve the Lord.
Right, this is the book of Romans chapter 9, verse 1. "I say the truth and my shiach, I lie not. My conscience bear me witness in the Holy Spirit, that I have a heaviness and continuous sorrow in my heart, that I could wish that myself was accursed for my shiach, for my brethren, my kinsmen, according to the flesh." Verse 4, "Who are Israelites, who pertaineth the adoption."
Right, the adoption, which means to be brought back.
"In the glory."
The glory.
"The covenants."
The covenants are given to the Israelites.
in the giving of the law, in the service of Yahweh Shah, and the promises.
Right, the promises and the service of the Most High are the service of the Lord Yahweh Bahasham Yahushua is with the Israelites. All right, so only the Israelites can serve the Lord. Can we go back to the Isaiah 56?
I got one real quick. Isaiah 44:1, it says, "Yet now hear, O Jacob, my servant, and Israel, whom I have chosen." So only the Israelites can be servants of the Lord. All right? Everybody can't be servants. The Lord ain't dealing with the whole world as the world will want you to believe. All right?
Could you get Psalms 147?
Isaiah 56
Let
6.
me get the part. Yeah,
I got it right here.
Yeah.
This Psalms chapter 147, verse 20. Verse 19. He'll show up his word unto Jacob.
He showeth his word unto Jacob. All right, the understanding of the scriptures goes to Jacob.
His statutes and judgments unto Israel. He have not dealt so with any nation.
Right, he has not dealt so with any nation. So the whole term of what is it called, supersessionism, replacement theology, that's not true. Which really it goes into a circumventation of the scriptures. Which that's what these so-called Christians try to put themselves into the covenants. But the covenants go with the nation of Israel.
That's right. And as for his judgments, they have not known them. Praise ye the Lord.
Praise ye the Lord. We can finish that out.
Isaiah 56 and verse 6. Also the sons of the stranger that shall join themselves to the Lord, to serve him, and to love the name of the Lord, to be his servants, every one that keepeth the Sabbath from polluting it, and taketh hold of my covenant.
Right, and we just got who was the servant, who did the service, who was the servants. All right, it's the nation of Israel, which when you go into the word for stranger, in Isaiah the 56th chapter, and also Isaiah 14, it says gar, which that essentially means someone that's living outside of their own land. All right, so that's being ascribed to the Israelite foreigners. So that was it.
Isaiah 14, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
Right, the Hebrew word yachad, which means to be in unison, together. Could we get that Ezekiel 37? Start verse 15.
Yeah. You have the Israelite foreigners cleaving to this knowledge right now. You got Jacob around the world that's waking up, all right, that's subscribing to the doctrine in Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, that's calling upon the name of the Lord, right? That's believing, right? Because we're in the time of essentially what the Israelite foreigners, the Gentiles, waking back up.
And that's fulfilling what Matthew the 24th chapter, the 14th verse. Man.
That's it.
This is the gospel of the kingdom of heaven shall be preached to the four corners of the earth, go to a witness to the testimony, and then the end shall come. Because you have Israelites that was dispersed throughout all the lands, man, through our disobedience.
Yeah, we get that.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, starting at verse 15. It reads, "And the word of the Lord came again unto me, saying, Moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it for Judah and for the children of Israel, his companions."
Right, Judah and Israel. Israel is the northern kingdom, while Judah is the southern kingdom.
Continuing on, it says, "Then take."
That's why we have the chart. Go ahead.
Continuing on, it says, "And then take another stick and write upon it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Israel, his companions, and join them one to another and to one stick."
Right, join them one to another in one stick. And this word is itazah, which means pretty much wood, something that's firm, something that's rooted, the plank,
Continuing on, "And they shall become one in thine hand."
Pretty much representing what we're going to come together. Starting with the elect first and foremost on this side. Is that verse 18? Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, because there's a great gathering going on in the spirit.
This is Isaiah chapter 60, verses 1 through 3. It says, "Arise, shine, for thy light is come, and the glory of the Lord is risen upon thee." And this is what this truth has done as far as waking up our people back to the knowledge of who they are and whose power they serve in. It says, "For behold, the darkness shall cover the earth, and gross darkness the people." And this is what has happened when Esau Edom come into rulership. He has spread darkness and confusion of not knowing who you are, not knowing what your purpose is, and who truly is ruling this world. Everybody's in a confused state now. It says, "But the Lord shall arise upon thee, and his glory shall be seen upon thee. That's what happened to the elect. And the Gentiles, this is talking about the Israelite foreigners, shall come to thy light, and came to the brightness of thy coming. So the Lord, like you made the mention of, is raising up the house of David, man, bringing the elect back unto the Lord, man.
We got back to that.
This book of Isaiah, chapter 14, verse 2. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids.
Talking about the other nations.
And they shall take...
So it's going to be slaves. Right? You still got Jake getting emotional about that. We're gonna have slaves in the kingdom of heaven. Because we ain't going to be doing any labor, man. We ain't building shit in the kingdom of heaven, man. Right? When the scriptures say when Yahweh Shai comes, all enemies are going to be put under his feet. So what does that mean? Servitude. Tributary, man. Right?
Get that? This Isaiah chapter 60 and 10. It says, and the sons of strangers shall build up thy walls, and their kings shall minister unto thee.
Yeah, the sons of strangers. Now this is dealing with the actual heathen nations. They're going to build up the walls. All right? Keep going.
It says, for in my wrath I smote thee, but in my favor have I had mercy on thee.
Yeah, and that's the balance. You know, he said, in my wrath I smote thee, but I had a favor upon thee, man. So at the end of it all, the Lord is going to give us justice. Right? It's going to be a recompense. You know? Go ahead.
Verse 11. Therefore thy gates shall be open continually.
Yep.
Thou shalt not be shut day or night, that man may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles.
Right, meaning these nations are going to bring forth their substance unto us. That substance is going to include themselves. All right? Think about it, man. Vladimir Putin, right? The president of China, what's his name? Xi Jinping, Kim Jong-un, right? The top Ishmaelite leaders, they're going into captivity. They're going face first into captivity. They're going to be the first fruits of slavery, man. Right? The Lord has preserved them, all right, for to be the first fruits of slavery when the elect come back down to take over the earth. Keep going out anymore?
Yeah, kind. The precept for this is in Revelation, the 21st chapter.
There you go.
And it says, therefore thy gates shall be open continually, and they shall not be shut day or night.
That's right.
That man may bring unto thee the forces of the Gentiles, and that their kings may be brought.
See that their kings may be brought. Right? So the kings of the earth today, the rulers of this world now, are going to be slaves on the next side, man, on the other side. They're going to be underneath us. Go ahead.
Verse 12. For the nation and kingdom that will not serve thee shall perish.
Yeah.
Yeah, those nations shall be utterly wasted.
There you go, man. So if you don't want to get with the program, you're going to be utterly wasted, man. Pursuing Revelation chapter 2, verse 25 and 26. Give me that real quick, and I'll pass it back to you. Right?
Once again.
Revelation 2 and 25, 26. That's dominion. Whoever got it, go ahead.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 2, verse 25. Read Lady Yahweh Shai speaking.
Hey, this is the patience of faith of the saints. This is what we're waiting on, man. All right?
Revelation chapter 2, verse 25. Read Lady Yahweh Shai speaking. But that which ye have already hold fast till I come.
Yep.
And he that overcometh and keepeth my works until the end.
Now, what does it mean by to overcome? Meaning those that gain victory over the beast. Right? That don't sell out, that don't submit to this man's system. Those that overcome this man's trap, so to speak, man. Go ahead.
Verse 26, Revelation chapter 2, verse 26. And he that overcometh and keepeth my works until the end.
That's right.
To him will I give power over the nations.
To him will I give power over the nations. We're going to have power over the nations, man. Right? We're going to have those keys of David, if you will, man. Complete power and authority over the world, man. Go ahead.
Verse 27, Revelation chapter 2, verse 27. And he shall rule them with a rod of iron.
That's right.
As the vessels of the potter shall they be broken into shivers.
Yep.
Even as I received of my Father.
Yeah, so we're going to rule over the nations with a rod of iron. That represents power and authority. Right? When you think about a scepter, or you think about a staff, right? That's a representation of power. And that's what the Lord is going to give to his men. All right? Starting with the house of David, the elect, that governing body that's going to rule the planet Earth in the kingdom of heaven. That's what's coming, man. Yeah, go ahead. Whatever y'all got.
Got right quick the word for power in Revelation 2 and 26. The word power, Strong G 1849, it says exousia. It says power of choice. I'll jump straight to the point. Physical and mental power, the ability or strength which one is endued, which he either possesses or exercises. As we know, Israel is going to be perfected under that new covenant. So it's right, a group, a governing body of spiritual men. Right? It goes on to say, it says the power of authority, influence, and of right privilege. Okay, so Israel is not only gonna hold the power, right, the privilege of the power that the Lord will bestow unto us, but we will have the influence to enact these laws, statutes, and commandments in the earth.
Yeah, that's right.
It says the power of rule or government, the power of him whose will and commands must be submitted to by others or obeyed.
There you go. The standard. The standard is going to be what? The law. The law is going to be issued out throughout the planet Earth. That's what's going to be the ruling standard, if you will, on the planet Earth. The law is what's going to help the earth regenerate back to righteousness, man. All wickedness is going to be eradicated from the earth, man.
I can add, because the ruler, whoever's in power, pretty much enforces the law of the land.
That's it.
So, like how we see Esau, everybody has to follow his ways. So when we get in the power seat, our standard is going to be the law, statutes, and commandments of Yahweh.
That's it.
I got it right here. This is Isaiah chapter 2, verse 2. And it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of the Lord's house shall be established in the top of the mountain.
Yeah, the mountain of the Lord's house should be established in the top of the mountains. Talking about the kingdom, man. The government, Jerusalem, is going to be the top ruling authority in the earth, man, above all the other nations. Where it says top of the mountains, mountains represent major governments. Go ahead.
It shall be exalted above hills, and all nations shall flow unto it.
There you go. Go ahead.
And many people shall say, go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the power of Jacob, and he will teach us of his ways.
Yeah, we're gonna teach the world the law. We're gonna teach the world our ways, because that's what's gonna rejuvenate the planet Earth. You see, the nations are gonna come to us to help regenerate the planet Earth, man, to put things back in proper order, right?
That's right.
Well, it's going to be balanced in the sea, man, in the ocean. It's going to be balanced upon the land and the air that you breathe, the food that you eat, man. We ain't going to have no GMOs, man. There ain't going to be no lab-created food in the kingdom of heaven, man.
No baby mama, baby dad.
Yeah, no baby mama, baby niggas, right? It ain't going to be none of that.
I got an answer to back you up. This is out of the book, The Valley of the Dry Bones. It says, to be successful and blessed in business, we must keep the Most High's law. To some people, this might sound too puritanical, but divine law is necessary in order to live in an orderly society.
Divine law is necessary in order to live into what?
An orderly society.
In an orderly society. The Lord is all about order. That's right. Right? Give me Isaiah 26:9 to add on to what the brother read in that commentary. Right? Divine order is necessary to live in an orderly society, man. That's why, hey, look what everything on this side, everything is out of order. Everything is in disorder. This is why we echo the sentiment that this earth is in dire need of new management.
And that's why it says in Isaiah the 10th chapter, the city of confusion is broken down.
Come on, man.
This consider confusion by ball, which is America. Everybody's confused, man.
Right.
But they're confused because of what the laws are being put in place now, which are not conducive to what the Lord has established. Everything Esau does that we always go into this modern way of thinking and doing things is opposed to what the Lord set up.
Yeah.
You know, Esau, he's the physical counterpart of Satan. That word Satan, the Hebrew is shatah, which means to be adverse, adversary.
There you go.
So what the Lord sanctioned as good, which we read about in Genesis, all right, Esau has went behind and pretty much made the opposite of what the Lord. This is why we think it's in disorder.
That's right.
Isaiah 26. Oh, go ahead.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 26, Verse 9, it reads, with my soul have I desired thee in the night. Yea, with my spirit within me will I seek thee early. For when thy judgments are in the earth, the inhabitants of the world will learn righteousness.
Read again.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 26, verse 9. And it reads, with my soul have I desired thee in the night. Yea, with my spirit within me will I seek thee early. For when thy judgments are in the earth, the inhabitants of the world will learn righteousness.
Right, the inhabitants are going to know righteousness because that's going to be the law of the land. You know, that's essentially like we got in the excerpt. Pretty much, you know, that's what's going to allow things to thrive and not survive. You know, because everything is hanging on by a thread. Could a brother get Proverbs 29 and 2?
Get Isaiah 24 as well. Yeah, things are going to thrive and not survive. That's a great point, man. Because hey, if you think about it, the Lord's creation, everything is out here really just trying to survive, man. Everything is hanging off a damn twig, so to speak, you know?
People, especially, you know, but like you said, everything is pretty much dying. So like you said, survival.
You start at verse 4.
It's the book of Isaiah, chapter 24, verse 4. And it reads,
Start at the top. So start at the top.
Yes, sir. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 24, verse 1. And it reads, behold, the Lord maketh the earth empty.
See, these are the things that we think about, man. And when we meditate upon things, we think about how the earth is going to be righteous again, how the earth is going to go back into its full strength, right? Because pursuant to what Genesis was the 3rd or 4th chapter dealing with Cain, right? It talked about that the earth wouldn't yield its full strength. See, so these are the things that we yearn for in the spirit, man. You got it, brother.
Isaiah 24 and 1. Behold, the Lord maketh the earth empty and maketh it waste, and turneth it upside down and scattereth abroad the inhabitants thereof. And it shall be as with the people, so with the priest, as with the servant, so with his master, as with the maid, so with her mistress, as with her buyer, so with the seller, as with the lender, so with the borrower, as with the taker of usury, so with the giver of usury to him. The land shall be utterly empty and utterly spoiled, for the Lord hath spoken this word.
I can add, because the reason why that's like that, because the Lord set up a harbinger of death to rule, man. That's right. So, as we know, when an unjust ruler is ruling, all right, the world suffers for that. So Esau has done nothing but put death throughout the world, and this is the byproduct, man. This is why the earth is in the state that it's in. Like in 2 Ezra 14 talks about how the earth has become weaker through age.
Yeah.
So every rulership, as we went into last week, has a different rulership that we can read about in Daniel.
Right.
As the technology increased, you know, the quality of life decreased.
That's right.
Isaiah chapter 24, verse 4. And it reads, the earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world langueth and fadeth away. The hearts of people of the earth do languish.
Yeah. And that's because the laws of the Lord are not being upheld, man. This devil has put artificial everything, 5G, 6G everywhere. You know, he's moving animals out of their natural habitat that's been used to maintain the earth. The people are all messed up, so everything is in the worst state possible.
Yeah. This is what happens when there's no order.
Yeah. Like I said, when there's no order, there's disorder. Disorder brings chaos and eventually brings death.
That's it.
Isaiah 24 and 5. I read verse 4. And it reads, the earth mourneth and fadeth away.
The earth mourning. Planet Earth is mourning. Everybody in the world is in a state of mourning.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, if you can tell, look how natural disasters are just becoming a normal thing now. That's the earth fighting back. You know, they saying that like in different parts of the world, different poisonous crops are rising because that's the earth fighting against it. Because the earth has a natural defense mechanism too, man. Just like your body has the antibodies, the white blood cells, the earth has that too.
It's a living organism.
Yeah, and so the earth is going to pretty much wipe out the virus before the virus wipes out.
Yeah. Like the ocean. The ocean has now it's like certain bacteria in these beaches where they're giving precautions. Like if you go in some of the water, you can get like certain diseases, flesh-eating diseases, sand and shit. You know.
That's right. That's the earth trying to preserve itself, like your mom said, man. It's surviving. So as it's like your body, like when you have cancer or terminal disease, that's because the defense mechanism of the body is pretty much done.
Esau called that what? Homeostasis, to where
Yeah.
trying to get back to the actual
Balance.
balance.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when you're like in a body, if you're too acidic, you'll get sick.
Yeah.
That's why you have to be alkaline.
And
You know?
different diseases you develop, like cancer, and that's really your body trying to develop a system to get rid of whatever's wrong with you.
Yeah.
No, it's a disease, but like we know that word disease means not at ease.
Yeah.
But that's this defense mechanism of doing that. You know.
Isaiah 24:4. The earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world langueth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. Verse 5. The earth is also defiled under the habitations thereof, because they have transgressed the laws and changed the ordinances, broken the everlasting covenant.
That's the rulers of this society. Like we went into earlier, man. Sirach chapter 10, man. All right. Esau is an unfit ruler. So the Most High is allowing these things to take place, all right, for prophecy's sake, but we're going to come to a point, like it says in verse 4, he's going to set up one that's profitable for the earth, which is the Israelites, man, because we're going to establish the law, which in turn is going to make everything go back to normal.
Psalms 82:5. They know not, neither will they understand. They walk on in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are out of course.
That's Esau. All right, start with him, and then the rest of the people follow suit, because the laws are not being upheld, man. What you Jakes fail to realize is that how important that is to the planet, to yourselves and to the planet, man. You will not get well, the planet will not get better until the laws are established and that's held to the standards of the earth. That's why the law is perfect, man. All right, and like I said, Esau has put the mentality of God messed up, we did it wrong. This is why we see the state that we see now, man.
This is Revelation chapter 6, verse 4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth.
Right, because it said to take peace from the earth, because when pretty much everything was created, the Lord said it was good. It had a certain order to it, but Esau went back to the precept that Brother Itazamar brought out. The foundations of the earth are out of course. So essentially Esau has put different creations and things they're not meant to do. So for example, he calls a dog a fish, when really that puts out an unrighteous vibration. All right, he puts the woman over the man, so he pretty much is taking things out of their natural order. So that's how he took peace from the earth.
It says, in that they should kill one another.
Right, and that they should kill one another. If you look up, right now who produces the most weapons, most of those countries, the top 15 is going to be Edomite nations.
Yeah, hey, Russia and America got the most nukes. Right. How is that beneficial to the earth? Right?
And there was given unto him a great sword.
All right, pursuant to the scripture in Genesis, when Esau got blessed with the sword, which he has many different variations of the sword,
It's power. Right?
Can we go back to the Isaiah?
It's good, that proverb, right?
29 too.
That's all, man.
Let's say, yeah, 'cause I had
Okay, all right.
This is the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 14. It says, for the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of Yahweh Shemel Shai, as the waters cover the sea. So when the scriptures talk about what they're set thrones of judgment, even the house of David. And that's what you see being built up right now, being reestablished, the throne of David, as it speaks about in the book of Amos. The Lord is going to raise up the house, the ruins of David, as he did in the days of old. So that's what we are out here, to preach and to speak into existence, the kingdom of heaven. Until Shiloh comes, until Yahweh Shai comes back with his authority and power, and we're going to set up a rulership. We're going to set up a mighty kingdom down here upon the earth that should never be done away.
God pretty much going back to the brother point of the earth is fighting back,
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, and verse 2. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives, who captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors.
Right, because we've been oppressed by Esau, Edom, and also the the other heathen nations. But could we get that Psalms 149?
Psalm 149, and I'll start in verse 4. It reads, "For the Lord taketh pleasure in his people; he will beautify the meek with salvation. Let the saints be joyful in glory; let them sing aloud upon their beds."
Right, said the meek with salvation. Who represents the meek of the earth? The Israelites. The scripture said in the curses pretty much we will be the tail, not the head. So we represent the lowly, on this side. Chiefly the elect. The elect is going to get the kingdom on the first go around.
Let the high praises of the Most High be in their mouth, and a two-edged sword in their hand.
Right, that's true.
To execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people.
Yep.
To bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron.
Right, so you heathen are going into slavery. You so-called white people, all right, down to, Elam, the so-called Indians. You're going into slavery, because you essentially drunk upon the Lord's holy mount. Could we get that?
Yep. Obadiah chapter 1, verse 15, it reads, "For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen."
Right, the Lord is about to judge these heathen, for what they did to the tribes.
As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee.
Right.
Thy reward shall return upon thy own head. As for ye have drunk upon my holy mountain.
Right, because they benefited off of us being in that lower state, like it mentions in Judith the 5th chapter.
That's what keeps them in power. As long as we don't get raised up, as long as we don't come back, they remain in power over us. Right, as long as we stay in sin. This is why there was so much effort poured into keeping us blinded from the truth, keeping us away from the Bible, keeping us out of the scriptures, keeping us, blinded with these false doctrines and religions.
I can make a point, because like the elders were going to last night in Dallas, this is why when Esau came into power as the Greeks and the Romans, this is why they went into Egypt and was learning all that knowledge in Egypt, because them Egyptians perfected, pretty much keeping us down, man. And this is what this society is accumulation of, man. All right, from all the past captivity, the idols, the vibrations that the heathen use to keep Jake down, man.
Yeah, because like I was saying, as the brother was reading, retribution is biblical, man.
Yeah.
It's all in the Bible, man.
It says this retribution in the Free Dictionary. It says punishment administered in return for a wrong committed.
There you go. God.
Real quick, second one is that. It says punishment or reward distributed in a future life based on performance and discipline.
There you go. These heathen are going down. They're going to be put under us. As subjects, man. That's part of the glory. That's part of the glory that we're going to receive, is to rule over the nation. All right?
Yeah, what is Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 15. That which hath been is now, and that which hath to be have already been.
Yep.
Yet how will require that which is past?
Hey, because these heathen nations haven't paid for what they've done to us. Hey, Psalms 83, that whole chapter, retribution is required.
Yeah.
Right? They say, let us come together to cut the nation of Israel off from being a nation. That the name of Israel be no more remembrance. Right? And that's an effect to this very day, man. Because what? It was a period of time where we were discontinued from our heritage. And Esau and these nations played a role in that, man.
Because they knew what we was doing to them according to the past.
Yeah.
Add to what you said, it shows no nation innocent. This is First Maccabees chapter 2, verse 10.
Yep.
What nation have not had a part in her kingdom and gotten of her spoil?
Yeah, what nation has not had a part in the destruction of Jerusalem, man? All right? Hey, you read about the Philistines and Judges, Moab, right? Amalek, Ham, all Ammon, Japheth,
All of them. Ammon had a whole
all these nations had a hand in our destruction.
Ammon had a whole council, and they get right with their power. We can't shoot them.
Come on, man.
We fucked up, yeah, man. Damn, a lot of these nations,
Yeah, we
bro.
fucked them up, man.
What's up?
Oh, yeah, you got that precept.
This is Psalms 28 and 3. Draw me not away with the wicked and with the workers of iniquity, which speak peace to their neighbors, but mischief is in their hearts.
Can you run it back?
Yeah, It's Psalms 28:3. Give me not away, sorry, draw me not away with the wicked.
Right, which it chiefly starts with Esau, Edom, trickling down to the rest of the heathen.
And with the workers of iniquity.
They said the workers of iniquity, the scriptures say that they can't sleep unless they've done mischief,
Which speak peace to their neighbors.
Right, Psalms 50, the 55th chapter, pretty much, the 50th chapter going into pretty much how they speak those smooth words, slicker than oil, roughly paraphrasing.
It says, but mischief is in their heart.
They got ulterior motives,
Give them according to their deeds and according to the wickedness of their endeavors.
Right, it said, give them according to their deeds and the wickedness of their endeavors. Did they say anything else?
Yep. Give them after the works of their hands. Render to them their deserts. Right,
that word deserts goes back to gamal, which is a recompense. So pretty much it goes, if you get in the NLT, it pretty much says just deserts. That's true, just deserts, So essentially these heathen are going to receive, for the wrong that they have done.
Second Thessalonians 1:6. Seeing is a righteous thing with Yahweh to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you.
They said it was a righteous thing. Because you still got Jake that get emotional about revenge, recompense, retribution. These things are biblical. This is what's going to come for what was done to us. The Lord said, he that touches you, touches the apple of thine eye. Right? Remember, we represent, as a nation, the Lord's woman. And the scriptures talk about how the Lord was jealous for his woman. Right? You see somebody trying to do harm to your woman, what you going to do? So how much more the Heavenly Father? Right?
This book of Psalms, chapter 2 and verse 8. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thy inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession.
In the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession, man. We're going to rule the world, man. Right?
Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron. Thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel.
There you go. Which is power. That's what you call dominion, man. All right? That was it.
Now we got back to that.
This is the book, Obadiah, chapter 1. I'll read verse 15 again. And it reads, for the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. Right. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thy own head.
Right, that righteous recompense that we got.
That's right. I got it. It's the book of Colossians, chapter 3, verse 25 in the NIV. And it reads, anyone who does wrong will be repaid as for their wrong. And there is no favoritism. See, so I just wanted to bring it out because, just going to the fact that the retribution is required, man.
And this is what these nations are afraid of, because like the apostles say, hey, the elites of this world, they know that this is true. They know exactly what we know. Right? But what they're trying to do is they're trying to offset this from happening. This is why their plans is to ultimately to do away with the nation of Israel. Right? To kill us off. Essentially World War III, this nuclear destruction is really against getting rid of Jake, man. Right? This is really the ultimate plan, because they know that according to the prophecies, the seed of Abraham would be as the sands of the sea. So you got Israelites all over the planet Earth, that are going to look like the other nations included. But this is part of their what they call depopulation, the depopulation agenda. You had the Georgia Guidestones, where it was written that they want to eliminate over how many billion, like 6 billion or something like that.
They wanted to reduce the population down to 500 million.
Yeah, reduce the population down to 500 million. How are they doing that? Through these jabs, all right? Through this biological warfare, and ultimately what? Nuclear destruction.
Right.
You see? But really, like brothers say, it's not Esau's New World Order. It's really Yahweh's New World Order.
That's right.
Right? It's really Yahweh Bashim Yahushua that's going to reduce the population through the judgment.
That's right.
At the end of the day. Right?
Just like he did during the time of the flood.
Yeah.
Brought the population down to 8. It's easier to manage with a start over.
That's it.
It's easier to rebuild and destroy what was set up before.
Yep. I got something real quick. Isaiah 24, just to add to that point. Isaiah 24, verse 7, it says that, therefore hath the curse devoured the earth. What is the curse? Nuclear destruction. Therefore the curse hath devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men left. See that? So a great cleansing is coming. You know?
Isaiah chapter 1, verse 16, it reads, As for ye have drunk upon my holy mountain. Yes, sir, Obadiah. This is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 16.
Yep.
For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Ye, they shall drink, they shall swallow down, they shall be as though they had not been.
Right, the scriptures say pretty much, you know, the dregs, or could the brother get Psalm 75 up the show? It's pretty much, the dregs pretty much represent, the part that you don't really want to drink, the bitterness, the bitterness. So the bitter parts is going to entail of, these heathens slavery, slavery, their kingdoms being destroyed, us being on the top, and then being going back to the bottom,
Psalm 75, verse 8. It reads, For in the hand of the Lord there is a cup, and the wine is red. It is full of mixture, and he poureth out the same. But the dregs thereof, all the wicked of the earth shall wring them out and drink them.
Right, that's the part that you don't really want. So they're going to have to face, they're going to have to pretty much be brought to trial for what they've done, Go back to
This book of Revelation, chapter 18, and verse 5. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High have remembered her iniquity. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her, double according to her works. And the cup which she had filled to her double. And that's, the Most High. Y'all sins have reached to the heavens, man. So all that wickedness y'all have put on, the children of Israel, what you put on us back in slavery all the way to now, y'all gonna get back that double, man. So you go back and do your research, see how y'all treat the children of Israel, and y'all gonna get double that output from the men of the Lord and the hopeful elect that make it to the kingdom.
Yeah. And if I may add, there are things that these Edomites, that we don't even know about, man. And you're gonna have to pay for all of that.
Yeah, you go. Yeah.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13, start at verse 9. And it reads, If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
Right, so essentially, the so-called white man, with the other nations, essentially they rounded us up. They had Ham, round us up in there. Esau, he pretty much spearheaded, what is it called, the slave trade,
Yeah, Amalek funded, we go through it all the time. Slavery was a world business amongst all the nations, man. You had Amalek that funded the slave trades. You had the so-called Arabic nations that built the ships. You had Ham rounding us up. Because what I noticed a lot, especially on the internet, online in the comments, because Jake be reading the comments and shit, a lot of white people still like to run with the argument that, we weren't the only ones that put you in slavery. Your own people did it and all of that. But when you really get into the history, right, these were the nations that were involved in our destruction. Yeah. Tying it back to Psalms 83 and Psalms the 2nd chapter. Right? Yeah, hey, you're always gonna have sellouts. So yeah, it could have been some Jakes that was involved. You're gonna have Jakes that's gonna sell out, but as a whole, who was the one that was spearheading this shit? Right? And see, this is why these Edomites don't ever want to talk about their past atrocities, because it condemns them in the spirit. Yeah. Let that be in the past. Why you gotta keep bringing up what we did, right? Because it hasn't been the payment hasn't been required yet, right? Justice hasn't been served yet. But you want us to remember fucking 9/11 and the hollow fraud, right? Pearl Harbor and all of that shit. What about the 300+ million of our people that died in slavery, man? Yeah. When you was throwing the bodies off the ships to be eaten by sharks, right? When you was feeding our people to alligators, when you was hanging us by our fucking necks, right? When you was sacrificing us to devils, right? When you was eating our bodies, right? Hey, them Christian crusades, hey, you can't forget about that in the name of Christianity, right? The so-called Europeans was coming over here to the Americas, dealing with the Northern Kingdom, killing them, eating their bodies, making them bow down to Serapis Christos, Jesus Christ, right? It was great violence, man, against our people, man, and it hasn't been repaid.
That's right.
And they just found all those Northern Kingdom kids underneath all those, churches up there in Canada.
Yep.
You know, all those orphans that they kidnap from the parents, or they kill the parents and take the kids and give them American names. All those kids were tortured and raped and killed.
Yeah. And it's the same thing going on to this very day, man. With these orphanages, adoption centers, right? Esau come in there and adopt Jake babies and have his way with them, man. You know, so it's much to be required out of this devil, man. Right?
This book of Jeremiah, chapter 30, verse 16. Therefore, all they that devour thee shall be devoured.
That's it.
And all thine adversaries, every one of them, shall go into captivity.
Every one of them.
And they that spoil thee shall be a spoil.
See, the Lord is all about balance, man. All right, a false balance is an abomination to the Lord, man. So just like as the Lord had given us over to our enemies, the balance is what? That our enemies are going to be given over to us. See? So you can't say that Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is not fair. Right?
And all that prey upon thee will I give for a prey.
There you go, man. So the tables are going to turn. This is the time we live in now. We're talking about what? A transition of power in the planet Earth. All right? The ones that are in the seat of kingship and the seat of power right now are about to fall. Right? And what? The meek are going to get put back on top. All right? Starting with the elect.
This is the book of Revelation chapter 13. I started verse 9 again. If any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
Hey, so Esau is going into captivity along with the other heathens.
He that killed with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
Right, that's essentially what we're waiting for, that transfer of rulership, you know? That's right.
In the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, and verse 3. And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord Yahweh shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear.
Right, man, read that again. See, this is the good news right here, man. This is what our people need to hear, man. Read that again, huh?
Isaiah 14 and verse 3. And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord Yahweh shall give thee rest from thy sorrow.
Yeah, see, and we need rest. Pursuing to what? Hebrews, the 4th chapter? We're laboring to enter into the Lord's rest, which is the kingdom. Right? Our people are downtrodden, beat the hell down. Right? Pursuing to Daniel, the 7th chapter. Right? Where it talks about, give me that real quick and I'll have you read that again. Daniel 7, where it talks about how he would wear out the saints. Give me that. Jake, hey, the Israelite man, the Israelite in general, man and woman is catching pure hell on this side, man. Right? We need rest. We need Yahushua, man. You know, we need deliverance. You got it out.
This is the book of Daniel, chapter 7, and I'm going to start at verse 25. And it reads, and he shall speak great words against the Most High.
Yep. And he's doing that now. Hey, this devil is speaking great words against the Most High through what? His science and technology. We don't need God no more. Who's the Most High? Right? What did the devil say that the Messiah was fake news? This is the shit that he's talking right now with his chest out.
That devil, Noah.
Yeah, that flamer. Yeah.
Daniel chapter 7, verse 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High.
Yeah, it shall wear out the saints of the Most High. Hold that. Give me that word for wear out.
Wear out. In Strong's H1080, it reads, to the point, to harass constantly.
To harass constantly. The Israelite, you so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans, and Hispanics are harassed constantly on this side, man. Why? Because the Lord said what? That this is not our rest. We were brought over here to serve captivity, hardcore captivity at that. We would be at the bottom. We would be the tail, as Scripture say, not the head. Right? The nation, how's it called? The nations that will get above thee, right? But thou should be brought down very low. This is why your life is disregarded. This is why you don't matter. This is why you're when it comes to any type of social issues concerning our people is insignificant. You know, go cry me a river. That's what they'll tell you. Too bad, suck it up. Yeah, pick up your boots by the strap. Right? That's what's pushed. You know, because what we have no power but in Yahweh Shema Shai. It wasn't going to be through marching. It wasn't going to be through crying. It wasn't going to be through none of that, man. We simply had to wait on the Lord.
Because you were touching on the point of how we need Yahweh Shai, right? The curses that we're subjected to, when you get into the understanding, as the Paul was speaking of, is due to our disobedience.
Right.
Right? If I may grab it right quick.
You got it.
Baruch chapter 2 and 1, it says, therefore the Lord Yahweh hath made good his word, which he pronounced against us and against our judges that judged Israel, and against our kings and against our princes and against the men of Israel and Judah.
So basically there was a code of conduct, there were stipulations that we had to uphold, you know, by the Lord, and we broke them. Right. And as a result of disobeying the Lord, we were putting this condition on the planet Earth. Everything that Israel goes through and that our people goes through is of divine circumstances, man. This is what we try to get our people to see. We ain't catching hell for no reason, man. This is because we sinned against the Lord. Go ahead.
Verse 2, to bring upon us great plagues, such as never happened under the whole heaven.
What's part of the great plague? Slavery, man. When you actually go and do research about slavery and what happened and what we went through as a nation, all right, it was brutal, man. It was over the top, right? Like I was listening earlier, when you really get into some of the details of what happened, what these white people was doing, not only these white people, but these other nations, man. Like I said, it was eating our bodies, mutilating our children, right? Witchcraft, right? They was doing shit that you wouldn't even think of, man. That's why, hey, when the Lord comes back, he's going to have to put his anger upon us, man. Right? Because a lot of our people are really clueless of the things that happened to us during them times, man. Right?
Like you said, they combined all our captivities and they went and learned how these different leaders treated Jake, man. So they went and learned these things from Egypt. They went and learned the brutality from the Assyrians, right? And then they took their own spin and their own wickedness and married it all together through the Greeks and the Romans, man.
Yeah, that's right. That's
so
right.
Now this is what you're seeing is a culmination of all that taking place, man.
Just like gator bait, where so-called white men will use a baby Israelite as bait for an alligator. Just throw them in the water, and the alligator will just bite down on the little baby, man. But really, when you study Egypt, that goes back to Egypt because hey, they got the the hieroglyphs. And they would show a young Israelite boy or a baby being eaten by the alligators. So that's what the Egyptians was doing to us back then. So that whole concept of gator bait really goes back to Egypt, which we now are what? In spiritual Egypt. Right? Yeah. That's it, man. Christopher Columbus, the Spaniards, when they came and conquered the Northern Kingdom tribes, what was they doing? The pregnant woman, they would cut the stomach of the pregnant woman and pull the baby out and stomp the baby's head. Brains out on the ground, man. This is history, man. So you don't think he ain't gonna pay for that?
Verse 2, to bring upon us great plagues, such as never happened under the whole heaven.
See, hey, what happened to us ain't happened to any other nation, man. So when you on the internet and you hearing these damn clowns talking about, well, everybody went into slavery. Everybody had their role in it. No. What happened to us didn't happen to any other nation, man. Right?
What is that? Amos 3 and 1?
That's it.
Right? The Lord doesn't deal with us the same way how he dealt with the rest of the world.
That's it, man.
The stipulations that we're reading and we're going through is associated to the covenant that we made with the Lord.
That's it, man.
So we were on a whole different playing field.
Say Amos 3:1.
Amos 3 and 1.
Y'all know I might want to add, so you 48ers out there, you lie. This is the proof.
So Amos chapter 3 and verse 1. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family, which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth.
Yep.
Therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities.
Yep.
And That's just backing up the point that Zaquan had made, man. All right, the curses that we were subject unto. Hey, this is not on the level like these other heathen, man. Okay, the affliction that we faced by the hand of Yahweh Shai, he didn't deal with us like how he dealt with the other nations, man. You see? I got a little bit more on this verse, and then that's it. Baruch chapter 2 and verse 2 in the latter, it says, as it came to pass in Jerusalem, according to the things that were written in the law of Moses.
Yeah. You know? This is the Baruch chapter 4 and verse 6. See, ye were sold to the nations, not for your destruction, but because you moved the Most High to wrath.
Yep.
You were delivered unto your enemies. For ye provoked him that made you by sacrificing unto devils and not to the Most High. You have forgotten the everlasting power that brought you up, and ye grieved Jerusalem that nursed you. So that's why we got something like this. But we got Most High, man. We started serving the other gods, falling away to the heathen. We trashed our land. We shed blood in our own land. We defiled our land, and the Most High kicked us out and put our ass over here. And not over here, scattered us all over the planet, but the majority of us over here in perpetual slavery until Yahweh come, man. That's why we got made to suffer. That's why we went to all that atrocity that Brother Ashiyahu was saying about slavery, man. And we're going to continue to go through it until Yahweh come and deliver us.
This is the book of Baruch, chapter 3, verse 8, and it reads, behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse.
Yep, for a reproach and a curse. Go ahead. What does reproach mean? Look that up, somebody. Go ahead.
Baruch chapter 3, verse 8, behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse,
yep,
and to be subject unto payments.
Yeah, to be subject to payments, man. Bills, alimony, child support, debt, right? All these things consume our people, man. You know, it's hard for you to get ahead. It's hard for you to maintain stability, right? Your job ain't barely paying you shit. Then when you get your check, Uncle Sam, right? Taxes, right? He done took his cut, so you left with $2.
Like I add too, they make it hell for you to try to move up in there. Like I seen a brother do a video earlier this week going into, Jake starting to realize that corporate America ain't cool.
Yep.
Because Esau makes it a personal vendetta to make your life miserable on the job. Yep. Like I said, first hired, first fired, last hired, and all that. This is all hell.
Yeah, you can't. Hey, on a corporate level, you can't have no mistakes, and you got to go twice as hard, right?
Esau come and say anything to you. You can't speak up for yourself. Yep. Otherwise, the one thing an Edomite hates is an outspoken Jake. You start speaking up for yourself. That's your first kick ass. You just got play the low.
Yeah. You gotta take that shit, man. Like you said, he don't want a nigga to be outspoken, man. Right. The moment Jake started defending himself, now you a problem in the workplace. Now you getting sent up to HR and shit, niggas lying on you and shit. Yep. Right? The mother crackers on the job hating on you, trying to get into your personal business so they can go up there and lie to the boss on you. Brother's been through that.
You gonna get the worst job?
That's the word for, you said it was on reproach, and it says charapah, and it says scorn, taunt, scorn upon enemy, reproach, resting upon condition of shame, disgrace.
Yeah, we're a reproach, we're ashamed, we're a disgrace as a nation, man. We're greatly despised amongst these people, man. But that's all part of what? Us being disobedient to Yahweh Shem Shah. This is why the Lord said that we would become a byword and a proverb and also an astonishment. Go ahead.
Baruch chapter 3, verse 8, behold, we are yet this day in our captivity, where thou hast scattered us for a reproach and a curse, and to be subject unto payments, according to all the iniquities of our fathers, which departed from the Lord our power.
Hey, like brothers was just making mention about the job. Hey, you can be quiet, you don't say nothing, that's still a problem. Hey, because when Esau can't figure you out,
right,
you become a threat to him.
That's right. Yeah. All of them.
You don't talk about it. You're not involved.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not a team player.
He brought sausage biscuits, Tyrone, why you not eating?
Right.
That's promotion because they said I wasn't outward and late.
Yeah. Esau got it all. He got the whole playbook laid out on how to keep you niggas at the bottom, man. Right? That's right. You could go above. Hey, no, check this out. Don't let Jake go above and beyond on the job. Now Esau gonna hold you to that standard.
Oh yeah.
So when you fall below that standard,
No, you can't go
it's over now, man.
Or they're gonna hate on him.
Yeah.
No, he's doing too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
Always on overtime.
Yeah.
You set the standard up high, and all the jakes up under you. They can't make it. That's what they got to do.
Yeah.
If you can't do it, hey, you got to move you to another job that you hate.
All you Jakes can relate to that.
They start thinking you on drugs when you're doing too much.
Yeah, that drug test.
That too.
This company, which you probably know down the road, NGK. Anytime you get a promotion, they drug test you, man. Anytime you get a promotion, anytime you go on vacation, anything, they drug test you. And who you think that is? Jake. Because you know when Jake come back from vacation, Jake probably done got them little blizzy or something. And they know, get that nigga. Come here, Tyrone, come here. You have to bring your badge.
Right, pretty much going into, like, as Quan brought out, wearing out the saints, you know, because we'll have a rest, you know, in this captivity. So could we get Micah chapter 2 and verse 10? Yes.
This is the book of Micah. This is the book of Micah. Micah chapter 2, verse 10. And it reads, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest."
Right, rise ye and depart spiritually. You know, it's not saying to go and, you know, get a train or bus ticket, not bus ticket, an airplane ticket and go somewhere else. You know, it's talking about spiritually. You know, essentially ascribe to this truth, you know, because that's what's going to set you free, you know?
That's right. Continuing on, because it is polluted, it shall destroy you even with the sword of destruction.
Right, so Jake don't get any rest on this side. You know, it was not meant to give us any rest on this side, you know? So can you bring that back? Isaiah 4. There you go.
This is Hebrews 13 and 14. It says, for here we no continuing city, but we seek one to come. You know, like brothers are going into with the taxes and inflation. You know, it's causing a lot of people to get uprooted from where they're living at and move. You know, you gotta move in with your baby mama's family. You know, you gotta do all manner of things just to really survive here in this society. You know, and here in America, we don't have anything stable that's going to continue us. That's going to force. It's all to tear us down and to continue to break us down, right? And that's why we're seeking this great kingdom to come on. Where rest is actually going to be allowed for the people of the Lord.
Would you grab 2nd Ezra 8 and verse 52?
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14 and verse 3. And it shall come to pass in the day that the Lord Yahweh shall give thee rest from thy sorrow, and from thy fear, and from the hard bondage wherein thou wast made to serve.
Right, said from thy fear, you know, the scripture said pretty much will be scattered, you know, across the 4 corners of the globe. You know, Jake's life would hang in fear, you know. Jake doesn't have any security of his life, you know, in these different captivities. Then it said bondage. Could a brother get Exodus chapter 20 and verse 2? You get that part of what? Exodus 20 and 2.
The book of Exodus chapter 20 and verse 2. I am the Lord thy power, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
Right, so we serve captivity in ancient Egypt, you see, but we're in spiritual Egypt in present day, you know, so that represents bondage. You know, it's not, we was in captivity, like physical captivity, you know, in slavery, you see, but it's still a captivity right now on the mind, you know, and then actual, you know, captivity in some state, you know.
Jake thinks since you don't have actual shackles on, that you're not in slavery still.
Just on one big ass yard.
That's right. Jake is really locked away in their mind. So, you know, because they still thinking like, you know, the ways of the heathen. Right. You know?
Yeah, sovereignty ain't gonna come until Yahweh shall deliver us. That's right. Jake talked about he's sovereign, you're a king, all of that, you know. Go ahead.
Zephaniah chapter 3 and verse 19. Behold, at the time I will undo that all that afflict thee.
Yep.
And I will share her that healeth. I will save her that healeth. And gather her that was driven out. And I will give them praise and fame in every land where they have been put to shame.
Right, that's pretty much what the Lord is doing. You know, he's gathering the elect, you know, which 2/3 they'll be gathered in the kingdom, you know, but first and foremost starting with the elect and his truth, you know. And pretty much going into the praise and fame, because going back to the curse to the brother guy, Isaiah 62 and it might be like verse 2.
This is Isaiah chapter 62. In verse 2, it says, and the Gentiles shall see thy righteousness.
Verse 3.
Verse 3. Isaiah 62 and 3, it says, thou shalt also be a crown of glory in the hand of Yahweh, and a royal diadem.
So it might be say new name or something.
Is that? Oh, yep, I got it. It's Isaiah 62 and 4. Thou shalt no more be termed forsaken, neither shall thy land any more be termed desolate.
Because pretty much what Zaquan went into, because right now we're known as a shame or a disgrace, you know, because it said, you continue on.
But thou shalt be, but thou shalt be called Hephzibah, Hephzibah, and thy land Beulah, for Yahweh delighted in thee, and thy land shall be married. For as a young man,
we're gonna be joined back to Yahweh Shemawashah. We're gonna be married back unto the Lord. Right? Lord said that in Jeremiah the 3rd chapter. He said, "O Zion, I am married unto you. Therefore return unto me," roughly paraphrasing. Because Jerusalem, Israel is regarded as the Lord's woman, Jeremiah 62. That comely and delicate woman. Go ahead.
Jumping back up, Isaiah 62 and 2, it says, and the Gentiles shall see thy righteousness, and all kings thy glory. And thou shalt be called by a new name, which the mouth of Yahweh shall name.
Right, a new name. So when you go into the word new, it's chadash, which means to be new, be renewed, or be repaired. The Lord is going to repair us, you know. So going back to where it said, thou shalt be a fame and praise in the land, pretty much going into how we're going to be repaired. We're going to be called Yashar Aleph. We're not going to be called, you know, blacks, coons, you know, niggers, you know, whatever, what have you. You know, we're not going to be ashamed and disgraced anymore.
The Lord is going to refresh our nobility again. We're going to go back to nobility, you know, as kings and priests of the planet Earth, you know, as the sons of God. Go ahead.
God. Jumping back down to verse 5. For as a young man marrieth a virgin, so shall thy sons marry thee.
See that? So shall thy sons marry thee. All right, we're going to be joined back unto the Heavenly Father, and that came through Yahweh Shai, man. Yeah, through that new covenant, man. You know, it's through Yahweh Shai's blood how we're, reconciled back to the Father, man. That's right. We're going to be married back unto Him, because remember, the Lord divorced us. He turned His face from us, man, pursuing the Isaiah, was it 50 and 1? Right? You got any more?
That's why He cast us off.
Right.
And that's why He said, "When you are no people."
Yep. Go ahead.
God. And as the bridegroom rejoiceth over the bride, so shall thy power rejoice over thee.
There you go, man. So it's a reunion that's going on right now in the spirit, man. That's right. And those that belong unto the Lord, you know, are being joined back unto Him. You know.
We get that second.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 8, and I started verse 51, and it reads, "But understand thou for thyself, and seek out the glory for such as be like thee, for unto you is paradise open. The tree of life is planted. The time to come is prepared. Plenteous is made ready."
Right, because Jake don't got plenty on this side. You know, Jake essentially has to fight, scratch, and crawl, you know, for everything that he has. You know.
Can I add to that? Just because you said that Jake has to fight and claw just to get by. This is the book of Haggai.
6.
Yeah, 1 and 5, 1 and 6.
Got it?
So Haggai Malachi chapter 1 and verse 6. Ye have sown much and bring in little. Ye eat, but ye have not enough. Ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink.
This is the state of an Israelite. And the state of an Israelite. Corporate world, in here in the so-called middle class, and the poorest world, man. The ones at the very bottom.
Yeah, blue collar, white collar, you name it. Jake catching hell in every avenue.
Yeah. Jake has to have another hustle with the hustle. Right. Even when he got the bread, he got to have another hustle. Because they know that money is not going to last. Right?
Ye clothe you, but there is none warm. And he that earneth wages to put into a bag with holes.
That's like you having a bag. You know, you try to save up. Something is going to happen eventually. But you're going to wind up spending that.
You got to keep going in that bag.
That's the life of Jake.
Yeah, you trying to have a savings account. They end up constantly having to dip in the savings. Something happened with the car. Something happened with the gas tank. You constantly have to keep going in and out the bag.
He's gonna call that control obsolescence, where he makes things destroyed, where you gotta keep going and get them. They don't got the resources, to keep up with the lifestyle that Esau has,
And then the scripture saying what? And he should be the head, and thou should be the tail. So we have to go to Esau for one of our things, man. That's showing that the Israelites are subjects of slavery in the society.
Yeah. What was the concerning? I did a lesson on it, but concerning the wage gap between Jake and Esau. Like how many years? I remember you brought it up. Like how many years would it take?
200.
Yeah, it would take 214 years for Jake to catch up to the wealth that Esau has.
That's about 3 generations.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a good point.
That's if he stops.
Yeah.
Right? See, Jake don't really understand how much money $1 billion is compared to $1 million.
Yeah.
That ain't shit. $1 million compared to $1 billion is nothing. Now, how much more $1 trillion? And you're talking about the elites basically being liquidated.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's a different type of level of wealth when it comes to these devils, man.
If I can add upon, there's this video that brothers and sisters should check out on this page called Johnny Harris, where he breaks down the wealth disparity between somebody that makes $25,000 versus $25 million, and just the difference alone of the resources that you have access to, you really become disconnected from the problems of the world. Lifestyle inflation.
Yeah, lifestyle inflation, yeah. Because another reason why Jake is hard for them to get up, because they're trying to keep up with the Joneses as far as all the distractions and shit out here. So it's hard for Jake to save, because he's always spending. Like I was bringing out that Haggai, it's saying, you want to save up for a rainy day, but shit is always raining.
Yeah.
You know?
But Esau knows that the so-called black dollar is what keeps the economy running. Because they know that Jake spends. Jake gonna spend the money, man. This is why when it comes to marketing and advertising, it's always advertised to who?
Jake.
The Jake.
And they know, they studied it to a science to where Jake is always going to be drawn towards like the high name brand stuff instead of the knockoff version. It's a form of consumerism that they study.
Yeah.
You know, it's psychological with Jake.
Yeah, what's it called? How to buy a nigga, or how to sell.
Yeah. I did a lesson on it a while ago, man. It's heavy, man. You know?
It's the book of Deuteronomy, going back to the curses. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 16. Curse shall be. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 16. And it reads, curse shalt thou be in the city, and curse shalt thou be in the field.
Yeah.
Curse shalt thy basket.
And read that again, Salah.
Yes, sir. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 16. And it reads, curse shalt thou be in the city, and curse shalt thou be in the field.
Yeah. Jake is in the slums. Jake is on the reservation. Jake is in the hood. He's in the projects, the barrios. Right? Hold on a second.
You're talking about $1 million, compared to $1 billion or $1 trillion. Well, dealing with a million seconds is only 12 days long. 1 billion seconds is 31 years long, and 1 trillion seconds is almost 32,000 years long.
Come on, man. So put that in money.
Yeah.
Jake is nowhere. Come on, man. You're not catching with that. You're not catching up with that. That's the what's it called? What's the disparity, economic wealth disparity, man. Right? That's crazy, man. You know?
I'll read it.
Yeah, read it again.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 16. And it reads, "Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field."
Right. That's why Esau pretty much made the term inner city. You know, when you look up inner city on Google, it's going to be a plague with like socio-economical problems. You know, right. Which is chiefly Jake.
Yeah. You the poor of the world.
Yeah.
You the lowest of the low.
That's right. And no matter where you go all over the world, you're going to still find yourself in the lowest place, man.
Yeah. Hey, look at all these multi-millionaire Jakes right now. These rappers, these celebrities. Look at the shit they going through right now, man. They supposed to be on top.
Yep.
Jake catching hell, Jake getting divorced, losing all his assets, child support, overdosing on drugs, miserable. You see? So it don't matter what your status is. If you a Jake, you catching hell, man.
That guy Tyrese just did a video.
Yep.
Where he was crying, because he was
73,000.
Yeah.
a month. Yeah, it's child support.
That's
man.
nasty work.
Yeah.
Come on, man. This nigga that made top chart music, man.
Yeah.
Hey, look at the hell he catching, man.
That's his fault, though. This nigga got married 3 times, ain't learned yet.
You see? Come on, man. This ain't your rest, Jake. And here it is. Hey, a lot of these celebrities, as we know, have sold their souls. They sold out, did all of this foul shit to get the fame and the glory. And look at them now. Right? Look at Prince. Look at Michael Jackson. You talk about some of the greatest artists of all time, man. Through Kanye. Right? Who else? The list goes on. Right? Tina Turner, all of them, man.
They make great music, and then the music that you don't even know they made because another artist used it. They're behind it, man. Like a lot of songs of Michael Jackson, he helped make. People don't even know he was behind it.
That's it, man. You got it, brother.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 16. It says, "Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field. Cursed shalt thy basket and thy store."
Yeah. That's going back to what? The what was it called? Disparity, wealth disparity, man. Hey, niggas is broke.
Yes.
Niggas don't really got it like that. I don't give a damn what you say, man. All the flexing you see on social media is big cap. Right?
Even this, like it said in the store, they don't really have no businesses.
Right.
Like the businesses that they try to set up, it only lasts a certain period of time because they don't have the resources, they don't have the funding, they don't have things put in place to really sustain themselves.
Right. Right.
Yeah, that's right. You hear people talk about the black dollar. There's no such thing as the black dollar. Because at the end of the day, it has whose face on the dollar? Esau Edom's face. Showing you that, we're under the curse.
I think a lot of those like black entrepreneur people say basically the black dollar only circulates in the community for like 4 seconds before it's gone.
Sure.
You know?
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 18, and it reads, "Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy land, the increase of thy what? Kin, and the flocks of thy sheep. Cursed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shalt thou be when thou goest out."
Yeah, as soon as you're born, you're born into the system. You're a slave to the system once you're born. Right? That's why you have a birth certificate, right? And it said, "Cursed be when thou goest out." You got a death certificate. And if you have, if I'm not mistaken, if you have like debt to your name when you die, it goes to your children. It goes to your next kid.
And you got to pay for the stone. You got to pay for
Yes, all of that, man. The funeral.
And that's those funeral plots only have a 99-year lease option. So after 100 years, they dig those bodies up and fall off to the side. And they sell that spot to somebody else.
That's crazy.
no rest.
And keep it real, that what they're doing, that's a hustle because not knowing you really can be buried on your own property. That's why they set them funeral homes up. So now that you'll be leasing up to them and their property. You can bury yourself in your home, in your backyard, and you don't have to charge. You can't even be charged nothing. That's your bank. That's your own
Man,
property.
this place is wicked, man.
A lot of those funeral directors, they'll send the casket down, and then once the family's gone, they'll dig it back up and take the casket and put it in a
Wood box.
Damn, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
That's why you might as well get cremated at that point.
God,
But
damn,
that's better in this society. You might as well get cremated.
No,
Hey,
it's cheaper.
but like, hey, this is an example of not being put to rest.
Then you
Like
have
literally.
death tax.
That's what I wanted to say. Death tax. So hey, he tax your ass when you born and when you go out, when you die. Read on, Doc.
You are commodity.
That's the curse.
Give me one more verse.
This is the book.
Read the 20.
This is the book of Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy chapter 28. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 19 again. And it reads, cursed shalt thou be when thou comest in, and cursed shalt thou be when thou goest out. The Lord shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke, and all that thou settest thy hand to do.
Yeah, that's why, hey, Jake is stressed the fuck out. Jake is stressed, messed up mentally. You know? Go ahead.
That's why when you see a lot of those TikTok videos, it's Jake that's doing the ones that's complaining.
Yeah, and what do our people do? They look for different types of avenues, different types of means to redeem themselves out of this condition that they're in, but they don't work.
Land backing up, using upon, we did that lesson a while back, going into post-traumatic slave disorder, right? And how it's been proven that as a response to slavery, the genetic makeup of our people has changed.
Yeah, that's heavy.
To its descendants, man.
That's heavy.
So that stress lies dormant in your genetics.
Yeah. That's why our people are so bugged out today. You see these generation of Jakes now, like we talked about, these Jakes that was born in like the year 2000 up through.
Yeah.
You know? Come on, man. Lack of nutrition. You know? Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 20. The Lord shall send upon thee cursing, vexation, and rebuke, and all that thou settest thy hand to do, like a and to do, until thou beest destroyed, until thou perish quickly, because of the wickedness of thy doings, whereby thou hast forsaken.
Right, so all of this shit that Jake goes through, this is why, you know, on average, you know, the average Israelite man doesn't live very long. You know, because of the stress of life. You know, the things that the Israelite man goes through on a daily basis here, man. It's all set up to kill his ass. Right?
That's why grandma be damn 88. Papa died at damn 60.
Yeah.
Now she's
55.
55. Yeah.
Heart attack.
Look at these,
Back fucked up.
you look at these older couples, you always notice that the man is always like kind of like more hurt,
Yeah.
you know, and the woman's more upright in their old age because the man done, you know, labored his whole life at a laborious job and just destroyed himself.
That's it.
Look at this Ronnie Coleman dude, you know, and a lot of Jakes that it shows you when you break down. That's why we have a Sabbath, right? That's why we have a day of rest. That's why there's supposed to be nutrients inside the food, you know, so you can actually, and that's why you're supposed to be able to labor for yourself. Because really, with taxes being taken out, you're really working for almost like 3 months to free out of the whole year.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, so you only get 9 months to pay your bills, when it should really be opposite. You should be working for yourself for 3 months and taking that 9 months off.
Man,
labor in your field, you know, keep it with a little upkeep here and there, but you're supposed to be just 12 hours a day, 365.
Yeah, 12 hours a day, 365. That's badness, man. And the scriptures say within the law, hey, when a man earns his wages, you're supposed to pay him that day, man, before the sun go down, man. You gotta wait 2 damn weeks. You gotta wait 2 weeks to get the check. Then when you get the check, Esau already got his cut out of it, man. What type of shit is that? Come on, man.
If you're using your money like at the banks, you know, you give them your money, you know, you got to go in there with an appointment because essentially Esau done used your money, you know.
Yeah.
That's why they give you like a penny a month or something like that.
Yeah.
Fractional reserve.
Yeah. You got your money in the savings account, but he taxing it.
Yeah, then your bank account get a certain below a certain level, you can get you tax.
That's crazy. Come on, man. You can't win in this place. Right? Let me read that in NLT real quick.
Deuteronomy 28 and 20 in the NLT.
Yep.
The Lord himself will send on you curses,
Yep.
confusion and frustration.
Confusion and frustration. That's why niggas is always angry.
I was about to say, y'all was talking about, granddad dying for her. That's the only why. Because this society caters to the woman. So the woman, she's adding that stress to the man, which makes him die quicker.
Exactly.
Confusion and frustration in everything you do.
And everything Jake put his hand to is nothing but confusion and frustration.
This is the answer to so many problems that exist in the Israelite community.
There you go.
Lifestyle choices,
It all stems
explains why.
that problem. Can you reread that verse once more? Deuteronomy 28.
That's
20
South Church.
NLT. The Lord Himself will send on you curses, confusion, and frustration in everything you do.
Yep.
As Juan said, this is why you see things going the way it goes, man. This is prominent with the so-called Black, Latino, Native American, and Hispanic, man. You confused, you are enraged. You know, you get to a point in age like they say, we're not supposed to make it to 25.
Right.
Making it to 25 is expected. That shouldn't be the case. That's not normal. But that's because of these curses. Yeah, but that's why they try and nullify the connection between Deuteronomy 28 and the Israelites.
Yeah.
Because these things, you can see the correlation directly to Negro, Latino, Native American. Continuing off, it says the Lord Himself will send on you curses, confusion, and frustration in everything you do, until at last you are completely destroyed for doing evil and abandoning me.
Yeah, that's it.
That's Black culture. This is why the so-called Black community will never be better. This is why, at the end of the day, if you hear Jake continue to talk about the community getting better and doing this, that explains why that would never work.
Exactly. That's why niggas can't come together in an organized fashion to forward themselves.
This right here is a proof that IUIC linking with the NOI that helps Black people. That's the strong faith. Because it's the Lord that's doing this to our people.
That's it. If this work be of men, it should come to naught. That's the work of the men. This whole unifying with the world and all that bullshit, the Lord ain't with that. They ain't the spirit of Yahweh Shah. So all of this shit that you see, how you see these guys operating outside of what the Lord said, is all going to come to collapse in due time. Right? But the spirit of the Lord ain't with it. You got it, brother, whatever you told.
I was holding James 5 and verse 4. Speaking of dying and first and all that. Behold, the hire. This is the book of James 5 and 4. Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud.
Yeah. See, the laborers are who? You Jakes. All right, you so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, Hispanics. It says who have reaped down your fields have been kept back by fraud. The fraud is everything that we went through dealing with the curses, man. Taxation, all right, redlining.
The fact that we built this country up and don't have shit to show for it, that's in itself what you're saying.
Fraud. The oppression.
When you figure out that Jake is behind everything that makes this society run, and the narrative that so-called Black people got is that we're lazy, that shows you that this is all fraud.
That's it, man.
Because Jake should be.
I was gonna say, even with the Northern Kingdom, right? That they're worthless.
Yeah.
That they're not in the Native Americans are drunkards. The Hispanics are just aliens.
Yeah, and they're motor hoppers. They're over here illegally.
Gang members.
What about Esau?
Every time you say Edomite, he got like gut because they're eating so well. Burgers and French fries. You know these other nations, they not eat as much meat, burgers and pork, and really just like even lawful things, because it's so expensive. Showing you who has all the wealth and who are the heifers of this real society. Who really ain't really doing nothing.
That's why when you go into Daniel, it talks about the king diet. Esau eats like a king, man. And then he has pushed that mentality on the rest of his people. But going back to the scripture, Esau has robbed the Israelites of what is originally supposed to be ours.
Every Israelite that's working, you're not getting paid what you're working.
Yeah.
They got Issachar. I just went to a new housing building the other day. Issachar everywhere. Building. They're not getting paid what they should be getting paid. It's Esau the man is making all the billions, all the millions. It's him. And they're keeping us back to northern southern kingdom back by fraud, man. Not giving you what you're worth.
The fact that he's able to tell you your time is worth $7.25 or whatever the hell minimum wage is right now. That's him telling you how much you're worth.
Got them pennies on a dollar, man.
And then get taxed.
That's crazy.
That's
He's
why.
sitting up there ranking it all in. James 5:4. Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you, kept back by fraud, crying.
Yeah, well, the laborers are now they're crying out to Yahweh Shemel Shai for justice. Go ahead.
And the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai, Sabbath.
Yeah, Sabbath, man, the Lord of armies, man. Right? This is why we're in a time of what? Of deliverance, man. The Lord said that he was going to deliver us out of the hand of the wicked. Right? Because enough is enough. You know? Anymore?
We're at that point to like how it was in Egypt. And the Lord told Moses, I've heard the cry of my people.
Yep.
And those cries from all these years of being over here in this captivity have reached up to the ears of the Lord through the angels. And that's why Yahweh Shah is about to come back and redeem us.
Yep. We serve, Scripture said we serve this captivity with rigor. You know? You got something right quick?
Zechariah chapter 2, verse 7. Deliver thyself, O Zion, that dwellest with the daughter of Babylon. And that's speaking of America.
Yep.
Right? It says, verse 8. For thus saith the Lord Yahweh of hosts, after the glory hath he sent me unto the nations which spoiled you. For he that toucheth you toucheth the apple of his eye. You know? So
That's why Babylon is about to be judged the way it's about to be judged, because Esau has ran the Lord's kingdom to the ground. It's a thing of overworking your servant, right? Because when you go into a king, how he rules over his servants, you want them to work in the most opportune situation that way they're bringing forth the best work for you. But how Esau does it, he grinds you to the ground until you can't work. Which is why you see in the quality of things America made is so shitty. You know, you're giving shit material with rigorous work. What do you expect going to happen?
that's why they're pushing towards AI and robotics, man, because they're working all their servants into the ground. So it's going to be a point where there will be no more servants.
Right.
So what they do is they give you that universal basic income, and they take your job and give it to a robot in some computer program.
Yeah, robots don't complain.
Yeah, what
I'm saying now they are. Seeing robots giving them the work, and they're just disconnecting themselves.
Yeah, there was a art piece where a robot, he basically was like it was a machine, AI created machine where it would draw art. You know, or it would have like this puddle of paint and it would sweep it all in. And it was doing it all like fun and they have it running 24/7 to where now it's all grouped down. Because, you know, that's artificial life, of course. And of course, like the mechanics of it is dying, but that's what happens when you work the people like that.
That shows why there's a rest that's needed, man.
Yeah.
Everything needs rest.
Yeah. We brought it out earlier in Daniel the 7th chapter that he will wear out the saints of the Most High. Yep. Jake is worn the fuck out.
You know, let's say, real quick, somebody get that about the great gathering.
Yeah. Jake fucking 80 years old, still working at Walmart.
Working at factories.
Yeah, working at factories, man.
Oh yeah, hardcore labor.
You know? Talking about now they're talking about there's been news articles saying that retirement got pushed back, and then now they're saying that people the economy is so bad because of the inflation and all of that. People that are currently retired are going to have to go back to work.
Yep.
Social Security ain't enough.
Yeah, Social Security is trash.
And they're talking about taking that away and pushing that back further.
Come on, man.
You know, so you're literally forced, like how it was on plantation, to work till you die.
That's it. No rest. Lord said you weren't going to have no rest.
Somebody had that?
Yes.
Who got what?
I got this is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 5. And it reads, if thieves came to thee, or if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen until they have enough? If the great gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes?
Right, because when you go into, our customs back then, when you would plow the field, you would leave things there for the poor, so they would have something with it. You using that comparison to now, Esau is taking everything. You ain't even getting crumbs no more. You're thinking for yourself pretty much, man. That shows you. Yeah, use your imagination, man. This nigga don't give a fuck, man. This is why you see everybody's crying now. Even his own people are crying out because they see this is too much now.
He's on the damn bridge.
He's screwed with that.
And he didn't even crumbs to the damn mic.
I got a quick precept. Proverbs chapter 19 and verse 10 in the NLT. It isn't right for a fool to live in luxury, or for a slave to rule over princes.
He's not gonna have a rule properly. And then when you go into it, in history, it shows when you have an overbearing king, it's gonna come a point to where the servants are gonna revolt and pretty much overtake that king. And we're getting to that point to where the earth is getting to where they want to overtake this man. This is why you see these nations doing these backdoor deals trying to get rid of Esau, man.
That's why everybody's crying out against the elite.
Yeah.
You know, they no longer have secrecy. You know, now everybody's like, you know, it's common knowledge of the people who actually run the world, that run the society. It ain't the president, it ain't the mayor, it ain't the politicians,
Not the Pope.
it ain't the Pope, right? It's the bankers. You know?
Thanks.
Yep. Got it.
So in regards to Jake having to come out of retirement to go back to work,
Right.
you can receive Social Security retirement benefits as early as age 62. However, this will reduce your benefits if you start receiving benefits before your full retirement age. Your benefit will be about 30% lower than it would be at your full retirement age of 67.
Right.
You're supposed to work your whole life, and then at 67 years old, when you can finally receive those benefits, because really you're paying the Social Security of the so-called elderly now. That's what's coming out of your check. That's not being put in the savings account for you when you get older. You know, and really a lot of people believe that that's gonna be done away with.
Yeah, but also too, if you make it to that age, you see, once people retire, they know you die within the next few years of them doing that because your body has been worked to the bone all that long to where when you finally stop working, your body gives out on you. So it would really benefit you just to continue to work, because otherwise you're gonna die.
And that's why covetousness is such a heavy thing here in the society. Because you talk to billionaires, going on billionaires, Edomites, they'll tell you, "Man, I wish I got richer sooner," because their bodies are all through. They worked their whole life to accumulate this wealth, and now they on the yacht, sleeping the whole goddamn time.
Yeah, how the fuck you going to enjoy life at 85?
You can't enjoy this.
You're 90 years old trying to kick it, man. I mean, I'm not saying that you can't do that at 90 years old, but it's like, damn. Like, you didn't even have a chance to really enjoy life.
Your prime is gone.
Your prime is gone. But that's the state of the world on this side, man. Right?
This is Sirach, chapter 30, verse 15. It says, "Health and good estate of body are above all gold,
That's right.
and a strong body above infinite wealth."
Yeah, strong body above infinite wealth. You can have all the money in the world, but if your body is finished, then what use is it?
Hey, you had a good example with that nigga Steve Jobs.
Yeah.
He was a billionaire.
Yeah.
A billionaire, and then nigga died. He couldn't even enjoy the money, man.
Yeah.
He died young.
Yeah, he did.
What's it, Jacob Rothschild? He was on his 11th heart transplant before he broke.
Yep.
You can't get to that age and your body start to fail you and enjoy your riches.
That's it.
You're going to spend the majority of your money on your health.
Exactly.
Trying to prolong
That's why these
yourself.
devils are doing, the witchcraft and shit to try to live forever. They're coming up with these vain, worldly ideas. What's it called? Cryonics, freezing your body. Cryogenics. Uploading your consciousness to a computer. To live forever and all of that. All these vain means of trying to live forever.
Yeah, it says, "There is no riches above a sound body,
Yep.
and no joy above the joy of the heart."
That's it, man. See that? So there's nothing like having a sound body, man. Nothing can compare to that.
Now, this is for Jake. All right.
That word sound goes into whole.
There you go.
And whole goes into health, like having a healthy body.
Right.
Because really, when you're going through your hardships, you're able to endure it.
Right.
You're able to endure life.
Right.
You have a weak body or something hard comes down, you react, you throw it off. That's why Jake that's all overweight, they're easily agitated because they're constantly in pain, and that's why they're so short-tempered.
This is Sirach 31 and 1. This is the other side of the spectrum dealing with Jake. It says Sirach 31 and 1. Watching for riches consumeth the flesh, and the care thereof driving away sleep. But here it is, you got Jake. Your whole life is about chasing the bag. Get rich or die trying, and literally, that's you destroy yourself trying to get the money, man. So like you said, by the time Jake makes it, he's dead. You know.
Rich is making themselves wings, man. They fly away, so you chasing something that's ultimately gonna leave you.
This is Sirach chapter 1, verse 18. The fear of the Lord is a crown of wisdom, making peace and a perfect health to flourish. Both which are the gifts of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, and it enlarges their rejoicing that love him.
So basically, in a nutshell, man, hey, all that get understanding, get wisdom, knowledge, understanding, and you can take care of yourself better, man. Especially like the brothers like here in the truth. We have come to the realization of taking heed to these scriptures and brothers to take better care of their health, man. And you look at this society, man, they don't know how to take care of their health, man. This is why Jake's body's constantly breaking down, man, at an early age.
This society promotes being gluttonous.
Yeah.
Lack of discipline. That's why you see in America is like one of the top country when it comes to obesity. You got, and how the fuck is a 5-year-old, 6-year-old obese? How you got fat little kids running around?
McDonald's.
Yeah, everyone is malnutrition.
Yeah.
You know, they're eating the right number of calories, so to speak. But the nutrients is not equivalent.
But what it is empty calories because these parents are feeding these little kids McDonald's, all type of candy and bullshit ass food. Yep. So processed food, fucking Chef Boyardee and all that bullshit. So these little kids is being destroyed by this food, man.
That's it.
Go ahead. And they're always hungry because their body isn't getting that nutrient, that micronutrients. That's why it's good for brothers to do. You know?
And like you said, by the kids always being hungry, it plays into their health, their mental health.
Yeah.
That's why his ass can't sit still. That's why the doctor said he got ADHD and all of this shit is because of the diet, man.
Yeah.
He can't he can't focus.
But that goes into their gut health. That's mainly what it's from.
Yeah, because what you eat.
Yeah, because your gut really, they say it's your second brain, but really it's your first.
Yeah.
Because your gut affects how your main brain works.
Yeah, you are what you eat, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like I said, as a child, no 5-year-old should know what the hell Taco Bell tastes like. Man.
Right.
Like that's sad. These parents, that's really child abuse, man. They feed their kids these fucking fast food.
Right.
Yeah. We know there's drugs in the food.
That's it.
That's why it's called a food and drug association.
Exactly. Hey, look this up real quick. Pizza. They said pizza, donuts, certain cereals, and a couple other things have now been classified as drugs.
Yeah.
I got the article.
Go ahead.
This is from the Daily Mail posted November 10, 2022. It says, exclusive donut, cereal, and pizza to be redefined as drugs. Scientists say highly processed foods are just as addictive and harmful as cigarettes.
Come on, man. This is supposed to be food being classified as drugs, man. So all people are really consuming on a daily basis is fucking chemicals.
Yeah, that's why they be how can I put it? They be withdrawing from that shit.
Yeah.
They be like, I want McDonald's.
It's chemicals. The chemicals that make you addicted. The chemicals for the flavor. Because like we say, all processed food is artificial sugar, artificial sweeteners, and then like the fats and shit up in there.
Corn syrup.
Citric acid.
Yeah.
When you watch like how they make like certain sauces that go in the chicken, why are these niggas in white coats?
Right.
Yeah,
You know,
it's a whole laboratory.
Right.
Like why when you watch a commercial how they like mass produce some of these processed foods, they got all white suits on.
Yeah, they spraying pesticides on crops and niggas got the fucking hazmat suit on and shit.
They doing it now in the grocery store. That where it look like it's mist and spraying on the fruit.
Yeah.
That's pesticide.
Yeah. This is wicked. Go ahead.
shall the children of Israel eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whether I will drive them.
Yeah, we will eat our bread defiled amongst the Gentiles. That defiled goes back to the GMOs, the chemicals, the preservatives, the dyes, the lead, the poison, all the shit that's in American food.
Yeah,
You know?
when you go up a couple verses, the Lord told Ezekiel to eat some dung. You know, I'll read it real quick.
Yeah.
Going up, start at verse 4. Ezekiel 4 and 11. Thou shalt eat also water by measure, the sixth part of an hin. From time shalt thou drink, and thou shalt eat it as barley cakes, and thou shalt bake it with dung that cometh out of man in the sight. So the Lord wanted him to eat man's dung, you know, but Ezekiel pretty much, did it when it was cow dung. But still, we're eating shit now. Because when you go into some of these food, they allow a certain amount of fecal matter in the food. Man.
Shit, they just said Budweiser admit that people been pissing in that shit for years.
Kellogg's is known for that too.
Yeah, because when they do like let's say Texas sweet hot sauce, when you inside this big ass factory with this full size hot tub, with mixing all the ingredients together for them to put in the individual bottles, you got all types of rodents, bugs, spiders, roaches, fall into those mixtures. And now all they do is just take it out. They don't throw the whole batch away.
Yeah, even the tap water system.
It's a regulated amount of that shit that you said that they allowed in there. They're not allowed to go over to tap water, poison.
Yeah.
Everything about this shit is death. So, like I said, man, it's a miracle that we're still alive after eating and drinking this shit for all these years.
Pretty much just encapsulating and summarizing, paraphrasing that. We don't have a rest on this side, because true food, when you're reading the scriptures, true food, it was reviving.
Yeah, nourishing.
Yeah, it was nourishing.
Yeah, like you said, like Hippocrates, man. And let food be our medicine. It's just not illegal. We've been taught to eat for pleasure. Well, eat for pleasure, not health.
Yeah, because when you eat, it's a ritual. Like you becoming one with that DNA that's in that food. Your DNA is merging with their DNA, with the DNA that's in the vegetables, the meat, whatever it is that you're consuming.
That's why they said when you eat GMOs, you're literally changing your perspective.
Right. When you go into the word, if I can line back on the brother Isaiah, pretty much when you go into a ritual, it's like a custom. So essentially, you grow better. Like when you go into the word raw, pretty much you grow better on a certain diet, a certain lifestyle. Pretty much line back on.
Yeah. You eat alkaline, electric food, man. That can boost your spirit. You're eating this bullshit that's full of GMOs. It lowers your spirit. Vibration. Yeah.
It's an article from internetcomics.org. It reads, America, the land of the dying. Alarming study shows U.S. is killing its own population. It says powerful studies called attention to the fact that the country ranking number 1 in healthcare spending per capita, people are living shorter lives. They're feeling more depressed and are more likely to skip treatment due to cost.
Yeah, this is the valley of the shadow of death.
Yeah, that's I think that's dealing with back when Ronald Reagan was in office, he implemented the Food Act to make food more affordable. But what they started skipping on the ingredients, like to make they started using choppier ingredients.
Toxic.
It says, in a performance ranking, the 11 high-income countries compiled by the Commonwealth Fund, the American healthcare system came in dead last, with the worst outcomes of any of the nation's studies.
God damn.
The only wealth is life, quoted the 19th century critic John Ruskin. Recent research indicates that America may be rich in dollars, but getting poorer in the ways that matter most.
Exactly, man. The priorities of this place is fucked. Right? Yeah. They might be getting, like you said, America might be getting rich in dollars, but the food and everything is poison.
It's all known to cut corners.
This is the only place where you have all the gyms in the world, but at the same time you got a GNC, a vitamin shop. These other places ain't got GNC and vitamin shops because they're getting all their nutrients in their vitamins from their vegetables.
Yeah, from the food.
That's how you know you people so fruits and vegetables. That's how you know you people so damn backwards. Why isn't the GNC store in Afghanistan or across the sea because they got natural food, man.
See, what America has given the people here, they call it the standard American diet, which they call it the sad diet, because it is. Because it's not healthy.
Right.
You know, this is why these people are overweight, they're depressed, they're mentally disturbed, because they're messed up. So real quick, this is Joel chapter 1, verse 16. Is not the meat cut off before our eyes? Yea, joy and gladness from the house of our power. The seed is rotten under their clods. The garners are laid desolate. The barns are broken down, for the corn is withered. Like I said, man, the crops messed up. Like I said, you get pesticides, sprayed upon your food. GMO seeds, because you have what they call a terminator seed, man. All right, so where once it yields its so-called fruit, it dies. It can't reproduce. They had to keep giving you that. Monsanto is the main proprietor of that. But also you have what they call monocrop fields too, where it's just a whole fucking acres of land of just one particular thing, like corn. And when you go into GMOs, corn was the very first thing that they made GMOs. Really, no brother should be eating that.
Dealing with the food and how bad it is for you, that's why they have to put those chemicals, because really what it does is make you high. Just like we're supposed to be able to eat, certain fruit. Fruit is the dessert to the earth. You're supposed to eat a fruit and be like, and get that, that nourishment and that sugar, to make you feel like, whoa, like, feel good.
That's why they'll tell you, you should stay away from sugar, and then you got doctors that say you shouldn't eat fruit, but the sugar from fruit is actually healthy for you. It has fiber, right? And this is why dealing with GMOs again, the Lord gave you certain fruits and vegetables for seasons, because they come into bloom in that season for that particular reason. Like for example, summertime, you're getting like fruits like melon, watermelon, stuff like that, because when it's hot, you need the water. Right. Whenever you get in the summertime or not summertime, fall time, you got things like pumpkins and kind of like not pumpkins. Pumpkins is for your body to kind of heat yourself up during the winter season, man, the cold season. So the different foods during the season are there for a reason. But Esau was like, look, you got watermelon all year round, so we'll give you a watermelon, even though it's seasonless, but you have watermelon year round. That's not supposed to be like that.
Exactly. Only a devil would strip the nutrients out of the food and vegetables and give you supplements.
Precept. Just going back to the point. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 38, verse 4, and it reads, "The Lord hath created the medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them."
Right. It said medicines out of the earth. When you look at, essentially herbs, or you got foods. Esau say, hey, don't eat this, or don't take this herb. Even with the stones, pretty much Esau has essentially somewhat shadow banned them, and made them as if they were something bad, But it says in the scriptures that you wouldn't abhor those,
So, like an example, you have all these cancer patients. That's one of the leading diseases amongst especially our people. But there's certain herbs that Esau banned, like apricot seeds, soursop, and different things like that. That's supposed to be easily accessible to you, man. But Esau has either banned it or hid it to where you don't even know. You don't even have knowledge of that, man.
Right. And even going into things like diabetes and high blood pressure, they try to blame things like that on salt intake, having too high sodium levels, but it's actually the sugar that's causing these things. Right? And the salt that you're getting doesn't have the mineral content to be able to help you, man. So they give you this iodized, stripped down salt. Instead, you should be taking the rock form, the crystal form of salt. Man.
Right, and they said dealing with the high blood pressure, diabetes thing, well, now high blood pressure, they say it's due to high sodium, but really it's because you're dehydrated. And then, like you said, with that iodized salt, that's really glass particles that they just crushed up and put in there. So people that have high blood pressure, it's really because the arteries are getting cut up by that glass.
Real quick, Sirach chapter 10, verse 8. It says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. So as we discussed throughout this sermon, this is not our rest. It's attributed to the rulership that's in power at this time. The way how he operates the earth is not beneficial for anybody. All 18 nations.
You see, he knows that because real quick, this point, he knows. You read in Job, when it said he was eating the juniper root and marshmallow root, and then somebody Googled the benefits of both of those, man. So he knows his benefits in the earth, man.
Yeah, Daniel the first.
Get that too. But like I said, this knowledge isn't taught in their medical system, man. Because when you go into people that's dietitians, nutrition, and that type of field, you're not taught about the earth, man. Botany, herbology, and all that stuff. They're told through a system that Jay Rockefeller put up, pretty much put more money in their pocket, and they made everything petroleum based.
This is the book of Job, chapter 30, jump straight to the point. Yeah. Verse 4, and it reads, who cut up mallows by the bushes and juniper roots for their meat.
All right, so it says they ate juniper roots and marshmallows. Let's go into the benefit of that real quick to show you that they knew. There's nourishment in there. Whoever got one from them.
It says here, very well held. It says, the most studied benefits of marshmallow roots have been in treating respiratory and digestive tract symptoms, and in skin health and wound repair.
Right. Edomites, they have a very, they call it a carnivore diet. You see, that's popular now, man. But if you eat a lot of meat, that causes digestive problems. So they would eat the marshmallow root to help get that shit up out of them, man.
So some studies identified antioxidant and antibacterial properties. That's pretty much it.
They deal with a lot of these diets, that Esau that pop up, keto, carnivore. Really, what they're seeing the benefits of is them cutting out of the processed foods out of their diet. That's really what it is. They're finally cutting out the processed foods because eventually they change it up from the carnivore. They switch things up.
Yeah, it's not healthy to just eat nothing else.
Yeah, it's not healthy to never eat carbs.
Yeah, just like it's not healthy just to eat just plants. Because a lot of these stupid ass niggas that go vegan think, oh, I'm just not gonna eat meat no more, and they end up being either fatter than normal or they're malnutrition because they're not getting protein because these niggas don't know how to eat right.
Balance, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that nigga.
Drink fruit juices.
Dr. Bobby Price, a lot of them guys is straight fruits and vegetables. Nah, we were made to eat. That's why we have canines, man. Eat meat too.
Why Dr. Bobby Price got a gut if he eating fruit and vegetables all that damn day? Come on, bro.
Yes, more
Just a little bit more. Going into the juniper root, the benefits of juniper root, studies indicate juniper has antioxidant, antimicrobial, anti-inflammatory, and anti-cancer, as well as blood sugar, blood fat, and blood pressure lowering properties.
That's why the scriptures say the Lord created medicines out of the earth. And he that is wise will not abhor them.
Right? I didn't know that. That's why, like, example, who's the nigga with Prince Charles that just...
Yeah.
He got diagnosed with cancer, right? What did it say he did? He hired a bunch of fucking holistic doctors.
Yeah.
Why? I wonder why.
Yep.
But then if you want to get that, it's not covered by your health insurance.
Exactly. Right. They want you to get chemo and shit because they know that chemo is killing you.
It's a slow kill.
Man, this got a lot of healing. May I keep going on in this?
Yeah. Send it to the chat too.
God, it says juniper is available over the counter as dry berries that can be brewed as tea, berry oil, extract, or tinctures. It says suggested medical uses of juniper include heartburn, indigestion, bloating, gas, loss of appetite, gastrointestinal infections, intestinal worms.
So, in a nutshell, is gut health.
Yep.
It's gut health, man. So, once again, these elites understand the power of the herb. So, if you go into our culture as far as diet-wise, we were versed in roots, leaves, herbs, period, man. Fruits and vegetables, as well as meat. We ate pretty much close to, you can compare it like a Mediterranean diet, where it's mostly, plants with little meat.
Yeah,
That's the meat.
That's the best type of eating.
Yeah, your plate, the meat should be the smallest portion on there. But see, we raised up in America where that's your biggest portion, and the vegetables on the small.
You have a course meals. Like you would have a part of the, while the food is being cooked, you might eat certain herbs to get your palate opened up, get your digestive system going while you're waiting for the rest of the food to be cooked.
Exactly.
Yeah, and then also too, it's filling. Because if you eat, like, nigga eat a burger and fries. I literally did it last night. I ate a burger and fries. I ate 2 burgers and fries. I was hungry still. I was like, but this brother made a meal. It was like, what, sweet potatoes, ground turkey, and some rice. It was filling. Put some greens in there. That makes you gonna be full, man. You know, so that shows you, we have, when you come to the truth, you gotta learn all that over again.
No, you're right. I had a fucking triple cheeseburger from Five Guys.
Shit, you still hungry?
I was still hungry after I literally, like, maybe about an hour later, 45 minutes later, I'm hungry again. Like, yo.
And then peep this, because really you ain't supposed to be eating a burger with bread. To be honest,
you're not supposed to eat burger or fries.
That's starch.
I believe you need a acidic.
Yeah.
You need a level of acidity in your stomach, your digestive tract, to break down the meat. But to break down the carbs, the fries, you need alkaline. So it don't mix. That's why, even with eating, you ate in a certain order. You eat your fiber, your greens, your proteins, your fats, and your carbs. Just so things digest easier in your digestive tract.
But that's why when you go to the fucking restaurant, they give you the fucking rolls, chips and shit first. Then you eat your food. That's why you gotta finish, right?
The bread has the sugar where it spikes your glucose levels. Your blood sugar levels, and then so by the time you eat, you hungry again at the end of the meal. Now you want dessert.
It's a hustle.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a precept going into it, bros. Going into it.
It's the book of Judges, chapter 15, verse 19. And it reads, "But the Most High clave in the hallowed place that was in the jar, and there came a water thereof. And when he had drank, his spirit came again, and he revived. Wherefore he called the name thereof Engedi, which Ayan Gadai, which is the
Should be placed in a fountain of the eye or something like that. But pretty much going into it, after you eat food, you should be revived. It shouldn't be to where you're living to. You should be. You shouldn't be living to eat. You should be eating essentially to live and to revive again. You all fucking sluggish. Hey, prime example every single time.
every single time.
Yeah. Come on, man. That shit is crazy. Go ahead, you guys.
this is the book.
So essentially, what the Lord is doing, He's essentially restoring the earth. Because who's in rulership right now? He's not ruling it in the correct fashion. And essentially going to the example that we got. Hey, the food's gonna be restored as well.
That's it.
Get rest.
Man, there was an episode of My 600-Pound Life where these yanks were going to a potluck. They got 10 pizzas. And they ate like 4 boxes of pizza before they got to the potluck.
Before they got here.
No mercy. You had no mercy.
That's crazy.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 8, and I'm going to read verse 52. And it reads, "For unto you is paradise open, the tree of life is planted, the time to come is prepared, plenteous is made ready."
Hey, I'm looking forward to eating real food.
That's right.
Eating real fruit, eating real vegetables, man.
Drinking clean, real water.
Come on, man.
Because like when you do it, like eating the pineapple, you're supposed to cut the top off and sew it back into the ground.
Yeah. Any fruit that you get, take the seed and you plant the seed and bring back the fruit.
It's supposed to be everlasting. It's not supposed to be like, damn, everyone's throwing away their seeds and throwing away. You can just regrow it in your backyard.
Or you can use this other stuff, like the compost from the fruits and vegetables after you juice and all that. You can either cook with that, make like bread or something, or you can put it, use the plants.
Seasonings.
Like for what I do, dehydrated. Like example, you get dates. I got the pits in it, right? You can take the seeds and grind the seeds up. That's like coffee. Coffee.
Continuing on, 2nd Ezra, chapter 8, verse 52 in the latter. It says, the time to come is prepared, plenteous is made ready, a city is builded, and rest is allowed. Ye perfect goodness and wisdom.
Rest is allowed, because again, going back to the scripture, Isaiah 14:4, Jake don't have no rest on this side, In the kingdom, we're going to get rest, and we're going to be able to have that plenty, that abundance,
Yeah. Verse 53.
No, that was it. We go to Isaiah 14.
This is the book book of Isaiah, chapter 14, and verse 4. That thou shalt keep up this proverb against the king of Babylon, and say, how hath the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased.
Right, and the king of Babylon, that's essentially the elite, you know.
You know, it's a taunting proverb. You know, we're gonna be talking our SHIT to this dude. You know, because it's like, look at all this. The white man, God. You know, in the eyes of the people. You know, and look how when we're set up in power. You know, we're gonna be breaking. Esau's gonna continue to go up. Niggas gonna be looking at like, who is this guy? You know, like, look at this nigga. He's a baseman. This nigga done woke up, rolled up, came to work without taking a shower. I'm working next to this nigga in the field. This nigga didn't take a shower in 7 days.
He do that in his kingdom.
They gonna be calling the supervisors in the kingdom, be like, yo, we got somebody hit this dude. Beat. He need beat.
Hey, in the kingdom, when Jake tastes his first real orange, and his first real strawberry, we gonna beat the shit out of him.
I was really about to say that. You know that movie.
When we taste real water, we gonna beat the shit out of him.
And dealing with the fruits and vegetables, every year you get the same fruits and same vegetables, but you go to a different country, you got yellow watermelons.
Yeah.
You got pink pineapple.
White strawberries. It's like the elders of Hobbs said this years ago. We only experience like probably 95% on the earth vegetation.
That's crazy.
They got
it's so
cherry
fast.
mangoes.
Yeah.
You got the Laffy Taffy banana. Like, that flavor is the actual banana flavor.
Yeah.
But when you go into the company Chiquita,
Yeah.
like, there's a whole history of how Esau came in, took over the bananas. They took control of all the resources.
That's why I heard the bananas now don't have seasoning.
They put hot seeds,
Yeah. You take some fruit and the shit be bitter.
Yeah.
I bite into an orange and the shit ain't sweet. I'm mad as hell.
Oh, the blueberries.
Yeah, blueberries be
Strawberries.
sour as fuck. Strawberry ain't got no damn redness to it, no sweetness to it.
They got mold on it.
Yeah, mold all.
Even the wild shit, not even the same, bro.
Come on, man.
It's that fucking pesticide, and plus the topsoil is messed up.
That's what I'm saying, man. This is why the earth is in dire need of new management.
That's like you said. When we get the kingdom, we gonna be smacking Esau's head off just for eating the food, and be like, bro,
This is how it's supposed to taste. This is how real water with real trace minerals in it,
man.
real nutrients. This is how water's supposed to taste.
Imagine tasting real spring water, bro.
Come on,
Like,
man.
cause you used to be able to go in the fucking mountains and just take up a cup, and just, or not even a cup, you just put your hands in there and drink real spring water.
Come on, man.
You remember that? I might want to add, when I was a kid, I used to do that.
Matter of fact,
We used to drink spring water.
Yeah.
It was fruit trees growing all over the place. All we had to do was just go, and there was an apple tree, pear tree, strawberry.
I remember them days.
I'm pretty sure you remember. My uncle used to tell me they used to eat like red dirt. It was a chemical in the red dirt that was a mineral in the red dirt that was good for you.
We do all that.
Hey, back in the day, you have a rock in your mouth.
Yeah.
You just suck on the rock because it had minerals.
Matter of fact, you
We
remember
could reach down and get some dirt and eat it.
honeysuckle?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, we used to do that. That was the early '90s.
Hell yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We used to do all of that.
You don't see fireflies no more.
None of that,
None of that, bro. June
Go
bugs,
out,
none of that, bro.
come back with a big bag.
Ladybugs.
No matter what it was just growing wild.
Proverbs 11 and 10.
Oh,
Esau knocked
fireflies.
down everything. You can't see a wild fruit tree growing nowhere.
But this is why, because Esau made grocery stores, so now
That's right.
you tell these little kids, yeah, the trees produce this. They're like, what? Yo, the grocery store got these.
Right.
Nah, man. Yeah, right.
Got precept for you.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 11, and verse 10, and it reads, When it goes well with the righteous, the city rejoices, and with the wicked perish, there is shouting.
Run it back.
Proverbs 11 and 10, when it goes well with the righteous, the city rejoices.
Right, because pretty much it was a scripture we got in Isaiah the 24th chapter that pretty much went into when righteousness is in the earth. You know, the inhabitants will learn righteousness. You know, and that pretty much going back to that point, Proverbs 11 and 10. You know, when it goes well with the righteous, you know, the city rejoices. Keep going.
And continuing on, and when the wicked perisheth, there is shouting.
And shouting, that word shouting goes into Ranah or Ran or Ranan, which goes into singing. Hey, the scriptures say in Isaiah, which we got in Isaiah 14, but pretty much the trees break forth into singing because everybody is going to be happy because essentially Esau Edom is not going to be in rulership, and it's pretty much going to be ran how it was meant to be ran, you know.
Right. Yeah, you're not going to have any deep, what's the word?
Deforestation, yeah.
Going on. So our trees are, are going to rejoice because there's not going to be any belly to come against them.
But also,
Right.
That's going into nature too.
Actual nature is going to be rejoicing.
Because Esau, he go down to the Amazon rainforest, and that was pretty much, it's like the lungs of the earth. It pretty much filters the air.
Yeah.
The evergreen trees, the fir trees, they filter the air. So the earth is going to be put back in its natural state.
That's why you saw about a couple of years ago, Esau was just setting the Amazon on fire, trying to get rid of it, man.
That's right. Romans 8, and I'll start at verse 22. It says, "For we know that the whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now." So literally all of creation, down to the earth itself, the inhabitants of the earth, the people, they may not necessarily jive with the truth, but they're indirectly wanting the truth to come to pass. You complaining, but where's your solution?
But see, that's why you're having the videos starting to come up more and more. These nations crying out for Jacob to wake up. That's right. Because they know. Now, you said they may not agree with as far as the doctrine, but they understand the significance of what role we play in the earth.
Yeah, people, regardless of what you believe in, the earth is crying out for renewal.
Yeah. It's the spirit of everything is one order back. Everybody knows in their spirit the order stems from us being back in the right state of mind.
Yeah, you still hold that. We get that Isaiah 14. Could the brother get? Let me see. What you need? Daniel 5 and 26 or something like that talks about how he's been found wanting.
Yup. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14 and verse 5. The Lord Yahweh had broken the staff of the wicked.
Right. What is the staff? When you go into Hebrew, law or the lamad essentially represents authority. So who has the power? And it says the staff of the wicked. Esau Edom. Essentially the Lord is smiting Egypt with plagues again. He's touching the economy. Everything that pretty much gave Esau that power. The Lord has broken that.
And the scepter of the rulers.
Could we go ahead and get that, Daniel?
This is Daniel chapter 5, and I'll start at verse 25. When you read up on this is King Belshazzar.
Yep.
It's during the time of King Belshazzar. Yep. Daniel 5 and 25, it says, "And this is the writing that was written, mene, tekel, upharsin. It said, this is the interpretation of the thing. Mene, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai have numbered thy kingdom and finished it."
Right, Manah pretty much numbered, because his days are numbered. Could the brother get Job 14 and 5? Because it's a specific amount of time that this man's going to be in rulership, Right.
Yeah, there's a cap on his power.
Job chapter 14 and verse 5. "You have decided," in the King James, "seeing his days are determined, the numbers of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bounds that he cannot pass."
Right, so he has bounds that he can't pass. Essentially, his days have been numbered to be in rulership, Right. We go back to...
As well as, what he can do. He hasn't been able to go outside of the earth, the Allen Belt.
Yep.
He hasn't been able to go, beyond a certain point in the ocean. Because, like you said, those bounds the Lord has set to where he wasn't able to access that information. He's a liar talking about, he has everything figured out.
Daniel chapter 5 verse 27. It says, "Tico, thou art weighed in the balances and are found wanting."
Right, which in Hebrew would be shapor, he's been weighed, essentially, his kingdom has been found or lacking righteousness, or righteousness, excuse me.
Yeah, that word wanting moved into lacking.
Last order.
Yeah. Lacking righteousness. True judgment.
Verse 28. Paris, it says, "Thy kingdom is divided and given to the Medes and Persians."
Right, Paras pretty much going into, if we pull scriptures like Isaiah 19 and 2, pretty much, his kingdom has been divided, It's divided on all fronts. Right. So pretty much going into that scripture, could you read that again? Isaiah 14 and 4.
This is the book of Isaiah 14 and 5. The Lord Yahweh had broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers.
right? So pretty much with all those things in mind, hey, Esau has his pretty much his power being broken, you know.
Verse 6. He who smote the people in wrath.
So before you get that, let's get Isaiah 36:6.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 36, verse 6, and it reads, Lo, thou trusted in the staff of a broken reed on Egypt.
Right, which pretty much that can be that's ascribed to ancient Egypt, you know, because Israel was trying to make different peace treaties and stuff like that to get their help in that time, you see, but that can be ascribed to now, you know.
Isaiah 36, verse 6, again, and it reads, Lo, thou trusted in the staff of a broken reed on Egypt. Whereupon, if a man lean, it will go into his hand and pierce it. So it is Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, to all that trust in him.
Right, you got Jason essentially trusting on a broken kingdom, you see, which essentially, in the end, they continue to do that, and they're going to take that Paragma and be destroyed.
Can I read that same verse in the NLT? This is the book of Isaiah 36 and 6 in the NLT. On Egypt, if you lean on Egypt, it will be like a reed that splinters beneath your weight and pierces your hand. Pharaoh, the king of Egypt, is completely unreliable.
Nah, because if you got a stick, right, you know, you depend on it to walk with it, you know. But if Jake, you know, had a stick in their hand, essentially that can be ascribed to this precept right here. You know, you can't walk with a broken reed, you know.
Right. Also going back to the Quran, if you trust in that, you know, pretty much, you know,
right, yeah.
Pretty much you can't depend on it, man, because it's not going to be reliable, because you're going to be ultimately destroyed.
Yeah.
You know?
So we can go back to the Isaiah.
In the book of Isaiah 14 and verse 6. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that rules the nation in anger is persecuted and none hindereth.
Hey, come on, did you get that in the NLT? Isaiah 14 and 6. But it says, he who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. You know, pretty much going into, you know, his laws and legislation, but then also it can be ascribed to, you know, the scriptures say that the hammer of the earth, you know, pretty much it was a quote, you know, I believe dude said, the problems in the earth, if you're a hammer, everything's going like a nail, you know. So essentially Esau handles things in that fashion. You know, he tries to destroy things. You know, he went into Afghanistan, Iraq for weapons of mass destruction to destroy it and pretty much get the resources that was over there, you know.
Isaiah 14 and 6 in the NLT. You struck the people with endless blows of rage and held the nations in your angry grip with unrelenting tyranny.
Right, unrelenting tyranny, you know. He didn't stop. Yeah, he didn't stop. Could we get that Isaiah 10 and 1?
Isaiah.
That's why it's going to take you how shot it to take him down. They're not going to stop.
Isaiah chapter 10, verse 1. Woe to them that decree unrighteous decrees and that right and the right grievousness which they have prescribed.
Right, we can see this in their laws and legislations, you know. The overtax, or they shouldn't even be taxing Jake, you know, but pretty much in their lifestyle. Could a brother get Psalms 14 and 1? You know, because could you get Psalms 73 and verse 9, Baba Prashad?
This is the book of Psalm, chapter 14, verse 1, and it reads.
We get you got that the Psalm 14? Now we get the
Psalm chapter 73 and verse 9. They boast against us, like they set their mouth against the heavens.
Right, they set their mouth against the heavens. All right, and what's in the heavens? The conversation of the heavens is truth. You know, so that they set their mouth against the heavens. You know, pretty much going into the disorder they push forth in society.
They set their mouth against the heavens, and their tongue walketh through the earth.
And their tongue walks through the earth through their different laws, legislations, the ideologies, the philosophies. You know, pretty much what's on this man's mouth is what's in his mind. You know, and we want to get that Psalms 14 and 1.
Add that word walk goes into the word the rock. You know, which is your manner of life, your customs. Right?
Conversation, yeah.
I was holding Psalm 14 and 1.
Okay, yeah, you go ahead.
Okay. This is the book of Psalm, chapter 14, verse 1. It reads, the fool have said in his heart, there is no God.
Right, so this is what he's thinking. All right, the scriptures say what's in your mind will come out through your speech. So if he's thinking that, that's what he's going to push into the earth.
That's his policy.
Yep.
The policy that he enacts in the earth is so important. This is his
Mindset, yeah.
Right. 2 Thessalonians. Yep. The son of perdition.
And that's the beauty behind the scriptures, because when you break the scriptures down, it gives you the Esau's mindset. That's how you know it's him. You know.
I read again. Psalm 14:1. The fool have said in his heart, there is no God. They are corrupt. They have done abominable work.
They are corrupt. They have done abominable works. You know, we can see this in their actions. You know, they take the shrimp out of the water. You know, pretty much, and then Jake eat it as a delicacy, but that's meant to clean the earth. They take the pigs and they put that on the shelves. You know, essentially the pigs are supposed to pretty much clean the earth. So essentially, that's an abominable work. You know.
Yeah. Continuing on, it says, they have done abominable work. There is none that do.
There is none that doeth good. You know, so essentially, all Edomites they don't do good. You know, it was created to be the wicked.
Yeah. Scripture say that their mind or their thoughts are far from the Most High. You know, so they're not even, they're not thinking about the Lord at all.
Yeah. Just like in the beginning, the angel said it is good. Well, the Edomites do contrary to that.
Yeah.
This is Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 7. The whole earth is at rest and it's quiet. They break forth singing.
Yeah, they break forth into singing. All right, because essentially going back to how Esau made the earth to where it was being ran in disorder, you know. So essentially that stressed the earth, you know. It says the whole earth is at rest. Hey, because pretty much the Lord's going to restore everything, you know. Keep going.
Verse 8.
So let's get Proverbs 29 and 16.
This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 29, verse 16, and it reads, when the wicked are multiplied, transgression increases.
Right, transgression increases, you know. Keep going.
But the righteous shall see their fall.
Right, and we're seeing their fall, you know, because essentially, again, going back to the point of Esau running the earth and wickedness, you know, we've seen what that produces.
Right.
All right, so now we're seeing their fall because their kingdom has been found wanting. All right, the Lord's breaking the scepter of the ruler.
Isaiah 14 verse 8. Yeah, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no fellow has come up against us.
Right, and pretty much that can be, it was a time period to where, you know, back in like ancient Babylon, the actual king of Babylon, he cut down the cedars of Lebanon, but this can also be ascribed to Esau present day, you know, because he's destroyed the people, and then also the actual trees, you know, because the fir trees, they're meant to filter the air, you know, but he's cut them down and made Christmas trees, you know.
Made something that was beautiful, the Most High, something very key. You know, you got it.
Verse 9. Hell from beneath is moved from thee to meet thee. At thy coming, it stirreth up the dead from thee.
Yeah, the dead is the heathen nations. They represent the dead. Go ahead.
Even all the chief ones of the earth, it had raised up from their thrones and all kings of the nation.
Can I get, could you get Obadiah 7, and could you get Isaiah 2 and 11 about the shop?
Can I get this in the NLT for you?
You go ahead, bro.
Isaiah 14 and 9 in the NLT. In the place of the dead, there is excitement over your arrival. The spirits of world leaders and mighty kings long dead stand up to see you. So this is just, you know, allegorically speaking, that everything that the world is awaiting Esau's downfall. Right? They can't wait to see it. They're excited to see this man finally get torn down. Right?
Yeah, alas, that great city Babylon has been thrown down. Right? Go ahead.
This is Obadiah chapter 1, verse 7. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border.
Because pretty much it said confederacy. The scriptures say in Psalms 83rd chapter, you know, they pretty much was confederate. They was all of one mind, you know, starting with Esau, Edom.
Tomo.
Yep, Tomo.
It says, the men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee.
Right, they prevailed against thee. Now, I believe it says not understanding them, right? It's a little bit more than
They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him.
Right, and they doing this unbeknownst to Esau, Edom. You see, but essentially going into the point that, hey, these other nations are making backdoor deals behind Esau's back, so he's going to be caught unaware.
Yeah. The nations are plotting against him, making alliances and whatnot, because eventually all these nations are getting ready to come against him.
Yeah, that's right.
So we
we get the song, the Isaiah 2 and 11?
Yes, sir. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 2, verse 11, and it reads, "The lofty looks of men shall be humbled, and the haughtiness of men shall be bowed down, and the Lord Yahweh Shai alone shall be exalted in that day."
Right, because we got a scripture in Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, pretty much going into how the knowledge of the glory of the Lord shall cover the earth as it does the sea, roughly paraphrasing. So that's what's going on right now. While at the same time, Esau is being exposed and he's being put down, he's being humbled, from that high estate that he received from the Lord,
Read down 12.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 2, verse 12. For the day of the Lord of hosts shall be upon everyone that is proud and lofty, and upon everyone that is lifted up, and he shall be brought low.
He shall be brought low. Esau Edom is being brought low to his natural estate. He's the basis of men.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14 and verse 10. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become as weak as we? Art thou become like unto us?
Right, because in the process, Esau's kingdoms are going down. At the same time, what they call America, Babylon the Great, like the biggest third world country.
Right. They had a think tank that came out where they labeled the United States for the first time as a backsliding country. Because at one point, once America came into that steed of nobility, so to speak, entering it as the dominant superpower of the world, everybody saw America as the creme de la creme, so to speak. But now it's like, you ain't no better. You're still facing the problems. And the problems that we're really seeing that's coming to America right now is the plagues of the Lord, man. The scriptures speak about in Galatians that you reap what you sow. So all of Babylon the Great's actions throughout the world, they're now starting to see the byproducts of that. Right. The curse of the Lord.
That's why you got those migrants coming up. That's the Northern Kingdom, taking back their land, so to speak, coming back and treading down, where they used to have it.
I got precept for you, bro.
Obadiah chapter 1 and verse 3. The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee. Right. The pride of thine mind has deceived the Edomites, man. Right? The book of Proverbs tells us what? Pride goeth before destruction. I believe that's Proverbs 18:21. Right?
Yeah, dude.
The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks, whose habitation is high. That saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Right, this is the mindset, and I misspoke, it's Proverbs 16 and 18. But this is the mindset of the self-proclaimed white race, the Edomites, man. Who is going to be able to bring me down? You hear the discussions of these prideful Babylonians. It's like, look, we got the best military, we got the tech advancements. There's no way that you can ever try to invade America. But you've been seeing over the course of these past couple of years, what? You've had a little pop-up Chinese police stations, right? You got the migrant influx coming from South and from Canada, the border up north, which nobody really concerns with. But there's an influx of things that are happening in America that shows that it's at its end. But America is so prideful that they think that they can't go down. That's how you know it's divine intervention. Because the Lord set it up to where nobody was going to be able to bring them down on their own accord, outside of Him setting these things in place to destroy this thing from the inside out. Right. But that's, like you said, brother, it's divine intervention. The Lord brought, just like how He used Pharaoh, He lifted him up just to bring him down and exalt the name of Yahweh from outside.
We go back to you have one? No, sir. Isaiah 14 and verse 11.
Isaiah 14 and 11. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vows. The worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee.
Right, because he's pretty much going to be brought low. For a while, could you get Ezekiel? Reread that verse just a little bit more.
Verse 11 again. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave.
Right, thy pomp is brought down to the grave. That pomp, your pride, right? As we have read in Obadiah.
Can I get that for you?
Done.
It was Ezekiel chapter 28 and verse 5. Start verse 5. It's pretty much like the brother went into. It said dipump, which that word dipump is ga'awan, which means the prize, something that allows them to feel lifted up, you know.
Right. So Ezekiel chapter 28, verse 5. By thy great wisdom and by thy traffic hast thou increased thy riches.
Yep.
And thy heart is lifted up because of thy riches.
Right. Esau feel like he can't be touched because essentially the Lord put him in that position. You know, Esau has let it get to his mind, you know.
Right. This nigga has nuclear weapons. You a different level Edomite if you got access to a red button that can literally wipe off half of a population on the earth. Like, that's a different type of pride that you walk with. Therefore, thus saith the Lord power, because thou hast set thine heart as the heart of the Most High. Behold, therefore I will bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations, and they shall draw their swords against the beauty of thy wisdom.
Right,
And they shall defile thy brightness.
Right, pretty much going into how essentially coincide with how Esau's going to be brought low. You know, could you get Isaiah chapter 10?
Can you jump back to that? It's a little bit more in that latter part.
Isaiah 14.
Isaiah 14:11. And the noise of thy vows, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee.
Right, the worm is spread under thee. Right, we're seeing the breakdown of this society. Right, the moral decadency. Right, that we oftentimes go into. You look at the state of the people, these niggas is bunked out. Yeah. Everybody's on drugs, everybody's at their last wits, ready to crash out. And then you look at the civil infrastructure of America, there's no way that this society is planning to really rehabilitate. It's past rehabilitation.
Right. Everything is starting to decay.
Yes, everything's starting to decay.
Right. Scripture say thy wound is grievous.
Nah, yep.
Yes, sir. Was it Isaiah
10 and verse 33 to
This
34.
is the book of Isaiah, chapter 10, verse 33, and it reads, Behold, the Lord of hosts, shall lop the brook with terror, and the high ones of the statue shall be hewn down.
Right, the high ones of the statue shall be hewn down. Come on, can you get Psalms 37, I believe it's verse 1. Because the high ones of the statue, that will represent Esau, Edom. See, then also trickling down to the Edom. But chiefly Esau, Edom. Right?
Psalm 37 and verse 1. Fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity.
Right, fret not thyself. Did you get that word from fret? Essentially, like we got in Psalms, the 28th chapter, you know, essentially they got their just desserts, you know, coming to them.
That's right. I got that word fret in the free dictionary. The word fret in the free dictionary, it says to be vexed or troubled, worried. It says to move agitated, to cause to be uneasy, to gnaw or wear away a robe.
So don't worry about what Esau Edom, you know, has going on. You know, don't want to be like him. You know, because essentially, you know, if you subscribe to his lifestyle, you'll be destroyed right along with him.
Right. You're supposed to say, envy not thy oppressor,
and choose none of his ways.
Yep. Hey, wait for that there.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 10, verse 33, and it reads, Behold, the Lord of hosts, shall lop and brought the terror, and the high ones of stature shall be hewn down.
Right, the high ones of stature shall be hewn down. Going back to Psalms, the 37th chapter.
You know, and also when you think about, you know, the high ones, you know, you think about, you know, the brother Atazwan I'm always going to is like that green big tree, and eventually it's going to be cut down, man. Hewn down. Yeah, hewn down. So, verse 34, Isaiah 10 and 34, and he shall cast down the thickets of the forest with iron, and Lebanon shall fall by the might, by the mighty one.
Yeah, by a mighty one, because essentially, Esau's rulership, his hegemony, you know, wherever he's ruling at, it's going to be destroyed with nukes. You know, those that don't get destroyed by the nukes, they're going right into slavery. They get a first-class ticket in slavery.
You know? Also, the intense laser beams of the chariots, man.
Yep.
You know, that's how this devil, he's going to fall out of his rulership. And these times, that's why we need Yahweh Shai to come back here and destroy this place, man. So we can receive that rest.
Bros, have anything else? I don't want to Tazah about the followers with us beautiful edification through the Spirit. I don't want to Tazah, Atham Yashua to Wab. Hey, Lord's will, you'll have a good day. While we go ahead and close out by saying, call like
La Yahweh, Bashir, Yahushai, Bashir, Makakadash.
Hey, double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone that taught us this truth and rule well, and much respect to you bros out there pushing the truth with all righteousness and sincerity. Shalom, shalom.
Hey, shalom.
Yeah, it died right when we finished the salute.